You're watching the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Now it's time for the Brent and Austen Show.
I'll tell you what, we think Liam Cohen's a good coach. Stuart Weber thinks he's a good photographer. There he is.
Oh, I see Stuart.
And that dude on the left's a good coach.
He is.
He might be the most underrated coach in the league. Nobody talks about him.
Yeah, it's that West Coast bias, right?
Yeah, it really is.
I
mean, nobody talks about him. He's done a great. They've built a good, great team, really, and a really good defense. And kind of reminds me a little bit of the Rams, where they've kind of recycled things even after the Russell Wilson stuff. And Schneider's still there. He's the GM that's been there for a long time. And they've won 9 games on the road in a row. That's unbelievable. And we're not talking about the Philadelphia Eagles, who have won, remember they won like 20 out of 21, won the Super Bowl, or the Kansas City Chiefs. Like they didn't even make the playoffs last year, and they've won 9 games in a row on the road.
Yeah.
It's kind of insane, isn't it?
No, it's definitely insane. I think it's also insane, though, like when you travel from the West Coast to the East Coast and you come out, dominating essentially in the trenches, right? Because whether you go from east to west or west to east, like there's a difference. And like that was the two narratives going in this game, right? One narrative was, were the Jaguars going to have a lull because they had an emotional win against the Kansas City Chiefs? And the other narrative was, how are the Seahawks going to handle coming from the West Coast to the East Coast? And I think obviously one team handled things well and one team not so well.
Yeah, it's a really interesting day today in Jacksonville, and even yesterday, because in a sense, I don't know if it had to do with the emotion of Monday night. I don't feel like it did. I feel like it had a toll of the last 3 weeks. I'm a believer in that. I think when you play Houston, I'm not really going to Cincinnati here, but if you play Houston in a physical football game, you go out west and you play San Francisco in a physical football game, you get a couple of huge wins there, by the way, and ride this high of emotion too, which can be draining. You come back on that Monday night, you get another physical football game in a lot of respects. And to do that 4 times in a row, it's not just like, hey, can you imagine if the Jags beat Houston, San Fran, Kansas City, and Seattle in a row? It was more that the way the style of the games are that I just think catches up to you. Now, the defense, it didn't catch up to them, but I think there's also something here about sports. One is, look at the 2 defenses. This defense here in Jacksonville was kind of ticked off after that Monday nighter. Despite the 99-yard interception return, they'd given up a ton in the running game. I think it was 158 yards. Jags did a hell of a job defensively, I thought, against the run game yesterday. 2.3 yards per carry against a pretty good running attack for the Seattle Seahawks. They gave up a big few plays, but outside of that, defense played overall not bad. I mean, we can get into the pass rush and stuff like that. Just saying,
it's a big part of it.
They had something to prove, though, and they played, I thought, a pretty physical brand of football yesterday, kind of matched that intensity, got off the field when they needed to, all those things. You take a look at the Seattle defense, forget about what time they were playing and where they were playing. They were pretty ticked off, too, because of what happened against the Bucs the week before. They had given up 38 points to Baker Mayfield and the Bucs, and that was their worst outing of the year by far. Yeah. So you look at a motivated defense of Seattle and a somewhat motivated defense of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Those are the areas that played the best. And I think that's kind of that's sports sometimes.
Yes, okay, a few things. First, in terms of the Seahawks, like you could see it when they came out of the tunnel. Like, yeah, they were hungry and everything, and I'm sure they had a bad taste in their mouth from that Tampa Bay game, right? Baker Mayfield absolutely went off. Like, they did a great job once again of stopping the run. I don't think Bucky Irvin really played in that game. Rashad White, though, is definitely a capable running back, very hungry. They shut Rashad White down. It was the Baker Mayfield show, and that performance, last week for Baker, now this week's performance is like catapulted him in the MVP conversation. Yeah. Rightfully so. Jason Hamby had him in the top 5. Jason Hamby looks like he knows what he's talking about now with the quarterback position. But what I saw yesterday, and I get it, we can sit here and say, okay, the Jaguars defense came out and played hungry, but like everyone is ready to call this team Saxonville 2.0. And they're not on that level yet because the lack of pass rush to me is concerning. And once again, when you have interceptions for touchdowns like last week, when you have all these turnovers, some of those things can be hidden. But when you lose, like you lost to Seattle, then we start asking the questions of, like, okay, well, how good is this defense really if they're not going to create turnovers, right? Because you see some of the top defenses in the league, it's the ability to get after the quarterback. I mean, you saw it with the Broncos. Justin Fields had like minus 10 yards passing in the entire game. You saw like how that Broncos defensive line was getting after him. Now I get it. Like, and I think Trayvon Walker said this yesterday during the press conference, or when he was interviewed, not the press conference, saying even if you don't get a quarterback sack, if you affect the quarterback, that's a plus. And I completely agree with you. But I think we have to start asking the question a little bit of, do we need more in terms of a pass rush? Because that's the difference between Saxonville of 2017 and what you have right now.
This is not Saxonville. They even coming into this game, what they have, like 8 sacks coming in? They have impacted the quarterback, but they have not been like all over the backfield, I would not say. And I think that continues to be a topic, Austin. I think the Trayvon Walker stuff of the last 2 weeks, there's a big difference. Daniel Griffiths, I think, has that today for us. It's like 33% pressure rate with Trayvon in or healthy. And the first 4 games, and then the last 2 games, it's down to 21%. So there's a Trayvon impact.
Sure.
I think there's an interior impact. That's why we continue, hey, what else could happen when Tyson Campbell gets traded? Could they go after interior? Yeah, I think everybody sees it. Is it enough? Probably not. Now, the crazy thing is people will sit here and tell me that probably Eric Armstead's playing unbelievable football. The reason why is because he leads the team in sacks at 3.5 sacks. I'm not sure play in, play out, he's playing unbelievable football. He has played timely football and certainly been able to get to the quarterback. And I don't know. I'm not knocking Armstead. 3.5 sacks is great. Mm-hmm. And he made some big plays in there, including yesterday's sack. It was a big play at the right time. He's been very timely, and that's important. But I don't know if they're getting enough each and every down from that position either. So, yeah, they've got to figure that out. And really, they've admitted that they haven't quite figured it out, and that's why they bring the zero blitz stuff quite a bit, right?
No, for sure. And listen, last week we came in here feeling good about ourselves, Kansas City Chiefs and everything. And I get it. It's a week-by-week basis, right? So it's going to be a roller coaster a little bit. But now I think we're starting to see like what this team truly is. And I think there's a few observations that are fair to make right now. I think, first of all, if this team can't run the football, they're not going to win a lot of football games.
Yeah.
Okay? They don't have the offense. They don't have the weapons at wide receiver. And I don't think they have the offensive line or quarterback right now to rely on with Trevor's arm to win you a football game. I think this team is based more on a balanced attack. And if they can run the football, they're always going to have a chance. If a team shuts down the run, it's over. And I think we saw it yesterday against the Seahawks. And keep in mind, like I get it. The Seahawks came in hungry and everything because they lost at home to Tampa and Baker Mayfield, but you almost had the answers to the test if you're Liam Cohen because you watched your old team who you know very well the players on that team absolutely decimate that Seahawks secondary 2 weeks ago. Like you saw it. And unfortunately, you couldn't run the football, and then when it was relying on the pass game, you didn't really have a lot for it. So I think that's what we know right now about this Jaguars offense, is if you can't run the football, it's going to be a long, long day or a long, long night. I think we know that in terms of discipline and penalties, I think this team is self-inflicted. And I think the Kansas City game might have been a little bit of an anomaly. They played great football. They came out ready to go. But the offsides, the holdings, that can't happen. You can't have that. And those happen in timely situations in a close ball game. Because let's be honest here. The Jaguars were in this football game. Seattle was playing a great brand of football, and the Jaguars were right there.
Yeah, welcome to the NFL. Right?
And how many times have we said it where if you have self-inflicted penalties, if you go against a good team, they're going to beat you. You saw that yesterday. So I think you have a team right now that if you can't run the football, it's a problem on offense. I think you have a team that doesn't really, have the discipline in terms of penalties. And then also, like we just talked about, I think there's some issues in terms of your pass rushing and your defense.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to sum it up. Just to punch home this point, I think people are missing a little bit the running game or the lack thereof. Last week it was 16 for 54 yards against Kansas City outside of Trevor. Now, if you take Trevor, obviously it's a different story, and he used his legs. But he couldn't do it this time around. I think he tried to on occasion. I think they bottled it up pretty good. 16 carries for 50 yards. I think it's a major problem right now that you can't get Travis Etienne going the last 2 weeks. And we even hinted at it last week. Etienne, to me, is arguably your best player on offense through the first month of the season. The most reliable guy. So you got to get him going. And I'm not saying they didn't try to get him going a bit. He had 12 carries in a game where he ended up falling behind 2 touchdowns, and that is a stout run defense. Again, I get it. But how can you get him more involved? How can you make him more impactful? And I just don't think right now he's enough of an impact for this team. So they have to get back to that in some way, shape, or form. And you mentioned it on the defensive side and then the penalties. The bottom line is on the penalties, I don't know if it's going away. I'm not going to sit here. I can be sunshine and rainbows all day and say, hey, this is going to go away. They're going to fix it. They haven't fixed it since the preseason. I think they had 4 penalties on Monday night against Kansas City. That's their best outing. But this has been a problem. This continues to be a problem. They've got lining up issues. And some of them complained about it. Travis Hunter said he got the thumbs up. Anton Harrison thought he got the thumbs up. I don't know how you fix it, Austen, but I don't think they're going to fix it until I see it. I think they're going to have to overcome it, which means it's going to be a clunky offense if they don't fix it. Now, if you really want a pie in the sky, sunshine and rainbows, I think there's an evolution to this offense in the second half of the year, which gets better in some respects. But to me, that comes kind of in the passing game and what they want to do. It doesn't necessarily come in the, in the actual, hey, lining up part of the game. They were still getting illegal shifts and illegal motions and offsides.
Same stuff, yeah.
And it's so I don't know how you fix it, and I don't know. I think you put it on the coaches. Liam Cohen took it on himself, but I don't know what blame should go on the players either about lining up and getting in your book and 6 weeks into the season still doing some of these things. I don't really know. I think these guys know how to perform. Some of it's Travis Hunter. We know he knows how to perform.
Yeah.
So I don't understand exactly why lining up is such a problem for these guys. And we saw Anton Harrison have the Jawan Taylor stuff. He was kind of miffed about it because he thought he was in a good spot. In fact, there's a great shot, I think that Stewart got, or maybe it was Marcel, that he after he gets 2 of those calls in a row,
yeah,
he literally goes to the official. I have to back up here, but he's like,
yeah, like he's a wide receiver. Yeah.
He gives the official a thumbs up, like a very sarcastic thumbs up.
Yeah,
what the hell, man? Like he's
a wide
am I
receiver,
good?
Man.
But they were obviously they thought they were in a good spot.
Sure.
What I don't understand, I get it's a game of inches, but don't you have to side on the side of caution there if you're players? You can't. I guess you're always trying to cheat it and get an edge, right?
Yeah, you're always trying to cheat and get an edge, but if you get called the first time, well, then you better believe it. You have to err on the side of caution, almost get over the line. Yeah. Yeah,
I don't get that stuff. It was a late kind of move up to the line of scrimmage for Travis Hunter. The way I interpreted seeing that was he had kind of put a thumbs up, but I'm not sure he ever really looked at the official to actually get the okay. I was talking to Ty a little bit about it. He said the way he saw it, maybe he saw a different angle where it's he actually got the thumbs up to move up, and then when he moved up, he never verified again.
Yeah.
So, and that negated the touchdown.
Let me ask you.
And they scored on that drive, by the way, but still negated the touchdown.
For sure. Let me ask you this. And listen, offense isn't my expertise, obviously. I'm more of a defense guy. But do you think there's a problem when they keep on rotating packages in at wide receiver? Because it's apparent now. There's the Tim Patrick big package that they bring in for a lot of runs.
Yep.
There's a Travis Hunter package. There's a Parker Washington thing that they do. They bring Travis Hunter out. Do you think maybe the issue, because I'm not sure how many teams are actually doing what the Jaguars are doing. For instance, when we watched Seahawks yesterday, were they rotating wide receivers in and out constantly? It didn't seem like it, right? It wasn't like a hockey rotation, hockey shift. You had Njigba, you had Cooper Kupp, and then the third guy, maybe they rotated him a little bit. But you saw the same guys on the field. I'm constantly seeing guys come in and out at wide receiver, and I get it. Maybe it's easier on them because then it's their own little package of what they do with motions and everything. But it seems a little discombobulated and it seems disjointed when they're doing that.
Yeah, that might be, again, I'm not, I don't delve into the X's and O's. What I would piggyback onto what you say there is, are you adding confusion? Are you making it more risky for mistakes? But then there's this whole thing of being vanilla and everything else, and you want to be able to say, hey, look, defense, you've got to match up this and that. You've got to put them in a tough spot. We want that. We wanted that in Jacksonville. We didn't want to be predictable. Like, we want all of that. Now, again, I know you can be that way if you're Seattle. Here's to me the piggyback part of it on the offensive side. Who do you trust right now? You have to have Brian Thomas Jr. in there. And by the way, it looks like he's coming out of it the last couple of weeks, but then showed a little bit of a sign or two of slipping back into it.
Well, I trust Brian Thomas Jr. when he's not running routes across the middle.
Yeah. I mean,
like how many, and this was the only time I really got really ticked in the stands.
Yeah.
Is how many times do we have to do this experiment?
I know.
Like, apparently there's an issue when he goes across the middle. So maybe we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, and I don't know what that does to put you at a disadvantage schematically and everything else. I mean, he seems like he's open. He's open quite a bit. Nobody was open early in the game. I thought they did a good job on their coverages early in the game, and then as the game went along, they were open, and then Trevor couldn't even get to a drop to even throw it to some of the guys. But, yeah, I just don't know because Travis Hunter, what's he given you? He played 59 snaps, and he had one play, which was a nice anticipated by the crowd juke move to get to 14 yards. His other 3 catches were 1 yard.
Yeah.
So, where's he impacting? Let's just say Brian's going to impact, and you're going to keep going to him, which I think you will, and you use him primarily on the outside. Where's your other impact? I mean, Parker, it was okay, but where's it coming from? And so is that why you have to continuously rotate the packages in? Because you're trying to utilize the running backs in the receiving game as well with Tootin and Etienne. Diami, obviously, who's been pretty good, but not dynamic. Wouldn't call him dynamic, Diami.
He had that was a guy that was open yesterday, right?
Yeah, and the one play.
Missed. Yeah.
That was an interesting play to me, too. And again, some of my they cannot connect, it seems like, him and Diami on the deep ball. And
I feel like there's a lot of deep balls, Brent, that are being connected with, honestly.
Yeah, well, that's been an issue all along. But I wonder, like, Diami obviously is nowhere near as fast as a guy like Brian Thomas Jr.
Correct, yeah.
Right, and it seems like he's overthrown. I wonder if he's tried. Is that just, hey, they've only worked together for X amount of time? Is that not knowing the guy's speed? I thought I played outfield, so I was like, you don't run as an outfielder, by the way, with your glove up as you're trying to chase down a fly ball. And I thought Diami yesterday, he ran for 12 yards with his head turned, waiting for the ball. But that's not necessarily maybe his fault. Maybe he thought the ball was going to be on him that whole time instead of out in front of him. So there's just something disconnecting on the long passes.
Yeah.
A lot of times between Trevor and these receivers, we just haven't seen that game take off.
No, without a doubt. And once again, on those long targets, you got to have those. Once again, and I hate doing this because they're completely different quarterbacks. But yesterday, Baker Mayfield to Tez Johnson. Tez Johnson has 2-3 catches all season.
Yeah.
Dude goes for a 45-yard deep bomb touchdown. Hit him he had to extend for it. It wasn't the most perfect throw. But he gave him a shot with it, gets the touchdown, then does a crazy 360 backflip, which I didn't see happening.
That was pretty wild.
That was really cool. Oregon guy, so Ronan was pumped up about that one. But that's what you have to hit. You have to hit those shots.
Yeah, they have yet to. That's what I think. And this is where I'm a bit confident that the eventually you're going to see that. You're going to unlock that part of it. Now the intermediate game is okay. Hit some shots in the hole. Brian Thomas Jr., so Parker watched some big ones, by the way, 3rd and 16 kind of plays. Mm-hmm. So they just haven't been able to hit that. And I'm a guy that believes Trevor actually throws the deep ball usually pretty well in his career. That hasn't been a thing, but it's definitely been off. And sometimes I wonder a little bit, is it you overthrow that ball more often because you don't want to get it picked off because of the interceptions and of yesteryear, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But the bottom line is they got to clean some of it up, and they got to hit some of those, I think, on the offensive end. And they got to get ETN going again. Mm-hmm. But it's been a mixed bag on the ETN front. They've shown they can run the football. Now they got to be able to run the football.
They've shown they can run the football against, middle-of-the-road defenses.
Yeah.
If you have great defensive lines, have you be able to run the football?
Well, and even Kansas City's not a great defensive line,
No, but I mean, and I get it, that they've been kind of going through the ringer, and they showcased some stuff last night. But I still, when they're playing motivated, I still think Kansas City's defensive line's pretty solid,
pretty good,
yeah,
and it was motivated. So,
yeah.
Hey, listen, the major concerns, I think Austen pointed them out. The penalties, the ability to run the football consistently. That's what this offense is predicated on, and then also the pass rush, on defense. And one thing about the run game, by the way, it's hard to run the football on 2nd and 15.
Yeah.
If you're going to one thing leads to another. I think it's really hard to function in your playbook if you're always 2nd and 15 or you have a play negated.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get. There's no rhythm to the offense yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
One, because Seattle's defense is really good, but also because all your damn penalties.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I think the other thing we have to talk about, too, is because, listen, like, we've seen with this team, and I'm all for it, like, if you're not performing, they may find a way to upgrade you.
I know where you're going.
Okay. So let's go there. Is there a kicking problem right now?
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
There is.
Now, obviously, like, it's a different position than it was with Tyson Campbell, I feel like, and you're not going to find somebody new to go to England with. But, like, I think Cam Little's got to have a pretty good showing in England, or else then what are we talking about?
Austin, the concern I have for Cam Little is, to me, he looks like Brian Thomas Jr. did after Cincinnati. And they have allowed, they didn't say, hey, we're going to replace Brian Thomas Jr. You don't do that, right?
No.
He's a talented guy. They're going to work through it. And to their credit, they have done a lot of good things and better things. I wouldn't say he's fully out of it based on yesterday, but he's certainly been more impactful and building momentum. I think Brian Thomas Jr. is. I don't know how you do that with a kicker. You kick and you kick. That's it. It's not like you can stop going over the middle if you're Brian Thomas Jr. and you just throw the outside and get him going.
No, it's not going to be like, it's 3rd and goal. Hey, you know what? We're not going to go for it here. We're just going to go ahead and let, Cam Little get his thing. Like, you can't do that. You'd have to make your kicks.
Yeah, I believe.
And your extra points.
Yeah, but to me, it's the same issue, I guess, is what I'm getting at. This is like, I look at those two guys, and they're both 22-year-old guys, and they feel very similar to me when I looked at Brian Thomas Jr. against Cincy and now Cam Little. And it's really weird with Cam, to me, because as Rip says, that's his first missed PAT ever. That's going to happen. Like, guys miss PATs. He had never missed one, which is insane, but they do miss. That one didn't bother me. It's the 50-yard kick that bothered me, because if you want to go back and watch it, if somebody had, and I don't even know if we have this, but I was watching in real time, his body language coming out there doesn't feel great.
Oh, it didn't feel great when he missed it either.
And his body language after his miss is bad. But even, go look at the kick. If you've played golf before, you know it. When you just you're not committed.
Yeah.
And it looks like, Yeah. And believe me, been there a lot. And I don't know what it is like in your world. I know you don't play golf. But if you're not committed, convicted, you look like his kick looked. And that thing was gone from the jump. It wasn't even like a full swing on it. It didn't feel like. It just, you can see it. And I don't like to see it that noticeable. And this is what I would say to Cam Little, by the way. Dude, you were awesome last year. You kicked a 70-yarder in the preseason. You missed 2 kicks. I feel like those 2 kicks against San Fran and Houston really have thrown him off. And I will give you the excuse of the swirling wind. Forget about it. Like, you actually did have a tough wind in those 2 games. Forget about it. I think he's still carrying some of that, Austin. I don't know if he's missing a lot in practice. Maybe that's why. Some people have said he's missed a bunch in pregames too, which, again, was said yesterday. So maybe he's just not kicking it well at all. And then I'll give you one other thing. Later in the game, he kicks it into the end zone for a touchback. His body language there wasn't good either. And he has struggled on some of the kick stuff that hasn't been as good as he wanted it to be even early in the season. So, yes, to answer your question, right now, as much as I love the kid, man, Cam Little's awesome.
Yeah.
He has a confidence problem, which means the Jags have a kicker problem.
Yep.
And I don't know how you fix it.
Well, I mean, we know how he fix it. The question is has
it time to fix it?
Well, no. The question is like how much equity has he earned to ride this wave, and and wait for him to get back to what he was, or do you make a change? Because once again, with this team, like, you could have sit here and say, okay, do we give Tyson Campbell more time to learn this defense, and maybe be a great zone coverage guy? Or do we trade him? They traded him.
Yeah.
Like, once again, and I'm not saying get rid of Cam Little because I think he's a great kicker. I think he's just going through a slump right now. My only worry is it's not me speaking. It's what this organization has shown in terms of, hey, if you're not going to help us win.
Yeah. So what do you do?
I think you see how the Rams game goes.
Yeah, you got,
and then you go from there.
You got to buy. Yeah,
yeah.
Z Fortner says 70-yarder went to his head. I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. Again, guys, this is something that's hard to. I see all the reaction to it. It's simple if you want to just say it. It's harder just to do it. And we've seen some of the best athletes in the world. We wondered a little bit if Brian Thomas Jr. had a bit of the yips earlier. And we might still wonder that going across, whatever that is. Those are psychological things. You can say just kick the ball all you want. He's got to beat the demons. And that's easier said than done is my point, just to be real about it. You got to beat the demons.
Yeah, but at the same time, like we just talked about this. You can scheme ways to get Brian Thomas Jr. more confidence by not going over the middle. You can't scheme a way to get Cam Little confidence. Like either you have it or you don't.
Yeah.
And right now, unfortunately, he doesn't have it. And hopefully he can get it back.
Hey, Hamby, just jump in on this. How big of an issue you think the Cam problems are?
Yeah.
That was all of us again.
It's either who's sending me money in my Venmo. That's forever up there.
No, I don't think. Look, at the end of the day, can't miss those kicks. But he wasn't the Little that I was most concerned about from yesterday.
Well, here's the deal, though. On the Cam, that's fair. The Little's had a bad day, but Cam Little makes the extra point and he makes the 50-yarder. And it's a field goal game.
It's a different ball
changes
game.
the game
100%.
on the fourth quarter, right?
You change how you approach the game.
Change a lot of things and squeezes them a little bit more, too, with an 8-point lead versus a 3-point lead. So, it is pretty significant. And here's the thing. I thought that was a huge kick he made last week. He had made a big kick on Monday Night Football. It's a 52-yarder. He drilled that sucker, you know? The problem with the kick, I think, between San Fran – they said, hey, he hit it really well. He thought it was coming back in. I can live with that. That's cool. I get it. I'm telling you, it was windy there. It was a swirly wind, different than a wind in your face, different than a wind at your back. That's real life. Kickers miss. This one was a problem for me because of the body language and the swipe at it, the swing at it. It did not look like a confident swing. It just really didn't, And again, we've all seen this stuff in sports. You can tell the difference. And it is concerning. I don't know how you get it right. I don't know what you do you can't scheme this. I just hope, listen, kickers love going to London and the Wembley Stadium thing. Maybe it gives them a little bit of vibe. I'll play up anything right now because I really just don't want this to be a problem because here's the deal. He's a special talent. And, I mean, shoot.
Yeah, obviously we saw it with the 70-yard field goal.
Last year
we're aware.
He's special talent, but right now you don't, if you needed a game-winning kick, you'd be nervous about it.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I brought it up. That's my biggest fear is he is such a special talent. And he might have, one of the best legs of all time. But, the question is how long will this coaching staff, let it look like the way it's looking before, okay. We let other guys go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was very interesting based on the guy across the sideline. Jason Myers was the guy that would miss extra points. It's wild that he missed his first extra point. And Myers the guy that missed extra points and it's got so annoyed to the fan base. And there was a lot of them. It was 12 of them in 2.5 seasons. And look he's had a hell of a career. So it shows you guys bounce back from it, come back from it, all that stuff. But how much can you wait? What's the time of it? And, of course, in today's world, we want to give up on everybody. It'll be interesting to see how the Jags handle this one because you got to kick. And I don't think you carry 2 kickers.
No.
So,
and if you keep winning football games, it doesn't really matter, right? I think you can live with it.
Yeah, but this is the NFL, man. If you miss some kicks, you're going to lose football games.
No, exactly. That's my point. When you start losing these games, these close games, well, then, it's an issue.
Yeah. Let's take a break. Brent and Austen Show, Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network. We're not done yet. Just getting rolling really on the rest of the NFL, but also the Jags specifically. It's just an interesting feeling around this game for me, and I'm wondering if everybody else feels it. I think some people do. I can kind of tell, and I'm almost Wonder if it's shame on us, in a sense, and I'll explain that. We got our Monday morning quarterback. What about the quarterback? Here we go again, right? Pick your side on Trevor Lawrence, who was pressured an amazing amount yesterday. James Franklin fired. Hamby just got done with Stadium Pulse talking about this. I think this is a stunner, and I'll tell you why.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Could Napier Norvell be next? Certainly the fan bases on Saturday night said do it now. More on Travis Hunter and the Brewers. Game 1.
Yeah, man.
Got that series. It was a good win the other day.
We were going wild.
I bet.
We absolutely were unhinged in the Lane household. Ronan, were we kind of unhinged in the Lane household, dancing around and stuff? Yeah, I was wild. Yeah,
He's locked in.
He's locked in his iPad.
All right, we'll be back. Head to London today as the Jags take on the Rams at Wembley Stadium, but we got a show to get done first. Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why Gutter Helmet?
Well, Gutter Helmet's truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With Gutter Helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter Helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
It's one of the hot spots in the area.
Welcome you to String Sports Brewery out at the beach. Big crowd on hand tonight. The fans are here.
And now, the newest hot spot at the beach is open. String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach has opened its doors with rave reviews.
We're going to be fans forever.
Cozy up to the bar, grab a seat in the sports-themed restaurant, or grab a seat outside and feel that breeze coming off the beach as the weather warms. Just like the original location in Springfield, try the popular beer menu and come for lunch or dinner too, because the food is fantastic.
We got a special guest in the house. He's happy. He's feeling good. He's Trayvon Walker.
It's where we hosted Jags Report Live in the football season, and the String Sports Brewery staff can't wait to host you. Hey, welcome back here to String Sports Brewery. And if you haven't checked out the new location in Jax Beach, you got to do it. String Sports Brewery, now with 2 locations in Springfield and now open in Jax Beach on Penman Road.
There's a saying in sports, you can't win them all, but you can win a lot with good folks on your team. Like that one painter, First Coast. It's tough to beat the sun in Florida, so your home fades. It's tough to beat that HOA when they come calling. Beat the sun, beat the HOA with that one painter, First Coast. And it's a good time to do it. Less rain to work around and painting in mild temperatures is perfect. After all, the paint bonds to the surface so much better. Give that one painter First Coast a call at 904-417-3557 or look them up at first-coast.thatonepainter.com. Fast estimate, guidance on color and HOA requirements, and the highest quality job you'll find anywhere. Be a big winner in your neighborhood with that one painter First Coast on your team.
Sun's out, suits out. That's right, it's summertime in Florida, which means it's time to say goodbye to bulking season and hello to shredding season. But if you're like me, you're having a hard time sculpting and shaping those final pounds. That is until I came and saw my friends over at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Right now, everyone is hopping on the Evolve X train, and the only destination is finding your perfect summer body. The technology uses electrical muscle stimulation and radio frequency energy to cause your muscles to contract, all while heating up those deep layers of your skin and tissue to produce collagen and reduce fat. It's like doing 1,000 sit-ups in 30 minutes. No pain, no needles, just results, right?
That's right.
So leave those winter layers back at the station and come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
All right, is this a shame on me moment, or is it a shame on us moment in a sense? But I don't feel like any of us, most of us, I know some Twitter is always mad, like wants 16-1, but I really don't feel like people are mad. Usually you're mad after a loss in the NFL. I think people have accepted the fact that, okay, well, this team wasn't going 16-1. We know it, right? They had won 3 games in a row. They're better than at this stage than anybody thought.
Sure.
And I don't know if that's complacency.
Uh-oh. Don't say the C word, Brent. If we're getting complacent, James Glassman's going to come in and move some things around a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't say we're getting complacent as a fan base. Don't have that narrative.
Do you sense that, though? I mean, don't feel like I feel like people are like,
hey, man, I've been sensed a lot on social media. This set that aside from Cubs fans' tears. I've been sensed a lot on social media, so I'm not sure.
And listen, I think it's kind of cool in a way because it's realistic, right? I think we know what it is. The NFL is, you're not going to win them all.
Yeah.
You're just not. Like, I'll just be honest with you. Yesterday, I got to that stadium, and I was like, they're probably not going to win today. Like, because the Jags aren't going to 5-1. There's probably a really good chance they're not going to 5-1.
That's valid.
This defense is pretty good for Seattle. Now, I'm not saying they couldn't. Like, even in the game, it just never felt like it was going to be a win once 6-3 happened, honestly. And but I still said, I was like, well, wait a minute. Now, this team has been different. And they did battle back again, give themselves a chance. I was like, well, maybe this team is really different, and they're going to pull out one of these crazy games, and they have no business winning this football game right now, right? So, I mean, there were all these thoughts, but at the end of the day, like, you usually have this thought when the Jags lose or win. Like, it's like, hey, this is going to be a cool day in town. Jags won. Everybody's excited about it. Awesome, fun. They're fun. Then, like, when they lose, they're like, oh, here we go. What are we talking about? I mean, because the losses pile up. Guys, this is the first time I've been in Jacksonville, 18 years, where the Jags have started 4-1. And the last time they started really good, the only time they started really good for me was 3-1 in 2018, coming off the year, and everybody's all hyped up. You beat the Patriots, you beat the Jets. You go to Kansas City, and then it's like, oh, my goodness, 5 turnovers? Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. And then you go to Dallas, and you get whooped. And so it was a domino thing, and it was now 3-3. All of a sudden, you're like, whoa, wait a minute. And then you're starting to get hurt on top of it. My point is, the Jags are now 4-2, and they didn't do that. They didn't turn the ball over 5 times. They got whooped up front. There are concerns like penalties and running the football and those kind of things. But we'll see how this next game shakes out, I think, to see how they rally from it and respond to it, to feel if it's like 2018 at all, or if this is just a different year. I'm just telling you, I don't have a lot of experience with the Jaguars 4-2 after 6 games. And I'm like, all right, 4-2 ain't bad. 5-2 would be great if they can go beat the Rams.
No, without a doubt. But, like, see, and I get, like, that's one way to look at it, right? The way that I looked at it was, I feel like Liam Cohen's different. I feel like Liam Cohen, I mean, I had the Jaguars winning yesterday. I really did, because I thought the Seahawks coming from the West Coast, I thought Liam Cohen, watching all the game film from that Tampa game, can come up with a game plan in terms of to shut this defense down. I thought it was all there for the picking, and I think whether it was not getting up for the game, whether it was just losing in the trenches, a combination of everything, self-inflicted penalties, it didn't look good. And yeah, I get looking on the brighter side of things because we all expected this to be murderer's row for the first 5 weeks anyways, right? And the Jaguars have passed that challenge. But I think the NFL goes to show you, like, it is a week-by-week basis. Like, just because we all thought, like, that front part of the schedule is going to be the hardest doesn't mean that's the truth.
That is true.
Like, you still have to play the Colts, twice this year, and nobody really expected the Colts to do what they're doing right now with Daniel Jones, and guess what? The Colts may be the best team in the AFC right now. I mean, the Bills are up there too, obviously, but the Colts are a complete team, it looks like, that plays good complementary football. They're going to be a challenge. So just because we thought the front end of the schedule was going to be the hardest doesn't mean that's going to be the truth at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think it could shift. But we do take it, we look ahead no matter what. And right now I can look ahead and be like, oh, they're way better than the Raiders, man. Like, Titans are awful. Like, they've got to win those two games, right?
Jets.
Like, the Jets are bad. Like, you've got to win. We think the Jags are good enough to win all 4 of those games.
I mean, I think if Puka Nacua is out, you should beat L.A. Like, right now, Puka Nacua may not be playing.
He's doubtful.
He's doubtful.
Yeah.
Okay. So then who else they have at wide receiver? I mean, they got Devontae, right?
They do,
but he's been banged up.
And they got Tutu Atz.
And he's had a hamstring issue, and then you had Tutu Atz.
Tutu Atz. Very good.
And then,
Sorry,
obviously,
not a familiar nickname here on the show, often said, but here just said twice.
And then obviously they have a run game that's sound and pretty
they do have
solid.
Matthew Stafford.
Well, they have Matthew Stafford. Well, like, I mean, does Matthew Stafford? Here's a question: how much does Matthew Stafford scare you?
Scares the hell out of me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League.
Okay.
He doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
He doesn't make mistakes, and he also gets you screwed up. So, like, we see plays like that, or the busted plays are yesterday.
Yep.
I think he opens the door to that no matter who's that receiver. Like, he just makes those kind of plays. And now this is a team that knows how to win. What scares me about the Rams game is its student mentor.
Yeah.
Like,
but don't you feel like that's more of a college thing than it is a pro thing?
It might be. It might.
Yeah.
I don't know. Actually,
I mean,
like Ty was asking me that. It's like, what's the record against that? I know Bill Belichick beat all of his disciples, but their Patriots were really good, right?
And no one's Bill Belichick.
I get it.
We've had this conversation,
but
before.
I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know I don't know how much the guy that it's not. It's like the whole thing, right? It's like they know how you breathe here in Jacksonville because they helped design it. Now you know how they breathe. With the Rams.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting matchup in that respect. I mean, you have a situation here in Jacksonville where you have basically said, we want to be like you. And you have vocally said it. Like, we are them.
Sean McVay has a record of 4-7 against former assistants who have become head coaches or play callers, including a 1-1 postseason record against them. This record includes a 0-2 record against Kevin O'Connell's Vikings and a 1-1 record against Zach Taylor's Bengals.
Well, it makes me feel a little better.
I mean, I just don't put a lot in the narrative.
I get it.
Yeah. Like I
don't know how much I should. I'm just being honest. I don't know how much
you.
I should put into the narrative.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. I think in college it means a lot more, and I don't even know the numbers in college. Like, I don't know. Like, Hamby, did Kirby Smart ever beat, like, Saban?
No, it was a problem, right?
Who literally beat him in the national championship.
Well, I'm not saying, but for a long, he's been there 10 years.
Yes,
it was a problem for a long time.
Okay, yeah.
Until they finally got a better football team than him.
That's
right.
Right.
I mean, I can't think of like other like great coaching trees.
It
in
does
college.
happen. In college,
But, like,
it
I feel
happens
like,
a lot.
I feel like that's a storyline in college. I feel like in pros, I don't.
I feel
It
you.
doesn't worry me.
Here's the other thing about this whole deal, again, just to punctuate the point of my complacency that I'm trying to guard against. And that is, like, I now don't think it's okay, though, to be – I'm cool with being 4-2, but I don't feel like it's okay to be 4-3, losing 2 straight going into the bye week, to the point you just mentioned. The back half of this is not going to be as easy as everybody thinks, much as, like, nobody thought they would have 4-2 right now with a chance to win the 5th game. I mean, if the Jags go 5-2 in the first 7, there ain't a person alive that thought that was going to happen at the beginning of the year. I don't care what you say, think, whatever. I don't believe you. Mm-hmm. Nobody thought that. 4-3 was the best case scenario out of the first 7 games, and 3-4 was an acceptable one, quite frankly. So, but now you lose 2 in a row going into the bye week. I don't like the feeling, specifically if a lot of the same issues are popping up, like the penalties, maybe the offensive line, whatever else no pass rush, like these things.
Yeah.
Now you've got a little bit more of a trend and a problem, much like you had a good trend with turnovers earlier in the season. The one other thing about this loss that makes me sit here and be a little bit complacent is here's the way I feel about the Jags organization versus, say, the Seattle organization right now. What's Seattle guy? He's in year 2, is that right?
2.
And it just feels like they're
ahead of schedule.
They're not only ahead of schedule, but they're an organization that's won before and knows what's. I mentioned Schneider, and they know what it feels like to win. Jacksonville's trying to figure that out, and that's the Baselli, Cohen, Gladstone. They're trying to infuse that. But I just didn't think this team was ready to go back to back to back to back against 4 really good teams and win all of them. I think the Bucs right now, you take that regime and what they're doing in year 3 or 4 of now this success under Bowles and everybody else and Mayfield, they're ready for that. They can handle almost anything that gets thrown their way. I think Seattle was a little bit ahead of schedule on those kind of things more than the Jags. I give them an advantage. So now it's really this test to say, okay, how do you respond from that? Like now this is like, I got a lot of eyes on this Jaguars locker room. Say, okay, how do you respond to that? How much do you get pissed off from that? How much can you actually turn it so you don't lose 2 games in a row and you now take advantage of where you are as a football team? Then there's one other thing that I'm going to look at in the second half of the year, and that's the evolution of the offense. Like, I really need to see an evolution of this offense. This is an offensive team. Remember, their head coach is an offensive guy. It's got to get better. Mm-hmm. Like, it has to get better. Like, that's part of it. And I'm okay with being patient with it, but your patience is going to run out after 7 or 8 weeks, and it needs to be better.
And that's how I'm looking at it. Like, first and foremost, most important thing is winning. Okay, you've done a great job of that. Second most important thing, your identity of what kind of team are you. Yes, sometimes you've won ugly, and maybe you've won ugly in games that maybe you should have lost a little bit, and maybe you lost games you should have won, like Cincinnati being the classic example. So when we go past that first phase of, okay, are you winning or losing? Okay, well, you lost against the Seahawks. Well, then what did it look like? That's a second statement. That's the second question.
Yeah.
And offense didn't look that good, right? Defense, it was, like you said, I mean, like, there was a turnover there waiting to happen. That was Green, right?
Yeah.
Casey Kurt's guy.
Yeah.
You still have to have that play.
Got to have that.
Got to have that play.
Even for the big fella.
Yeah.
People can't fathom that the big fella, it's hard to catch a football, but it's hard to catch a football, isn't it?
No, listen, it's extremely hard because especially when you're not expecting it. It's people want it to be like baseball where you're a third baseman and like, okay, it's my job where if the ball comes to me, I got to get it and throw it to first. Like, that's not how you think about it in the NFL, playing defensive line. Like,
he's got his hands all taped up.
The last thing on your mind is, hey, I better catch, I better get my mind right just in case this ball gets deflected, and then it comes right, to me.
By the way, that was a goofy play, too. It was like a rocket.
Yeah.
That ball, I mean, that would have been an unbelievable.
Once again, shout out to Travis Hunter.
Yeah, I want to get there. Let's. One other thing while you're on that, because I'm going to forget about this one. Did you guys think Murray should have dove for the ball?
Absolutely.
Like, did I see a bad angle? Was there a better angle on TV? Like, Fourier knocks that ball.
Yeah.
And, gosh, I thought that could have been a pick, and that would have been in very plus territory. I'm not really. I don't think I'm questioning the effort. I'm just like, why didn't he dive? There was a guy coming down the way at the same time, and I'm almost like, in my mind, did I think that he was curious whether he was going to either dive right into the guy's knees and legs? Does that cross your mind? And so you don't want to like go injure a guy, or you don't want to hit your head on a guy. Like, I don't know what goes through players' minds. I know that everything happens fast. I'm just saying, I felt like that was a play the Jags could have really had, maybe even more than the BJ Green one.
Sure.
There you dive because that's what you do from that position.
Yeah, you'd think, but once again, it's hard to put yourself in a player's mind. What he's thinking.
To me, when I saw it live, it looked like that Murray was expecting another Seahawks receiver almost to catch it, and so he was ready to make a tackle.
Oh, that's an interesting way to look at it, yeah.
Instead of, going for a pick and maybe the guy catches it in the first down, like he was bearing down, ready to plant him.
Yeah, the other thing is that I think maybe he thought it was a fumble, which he did go get the football. Mm-hmm. So maybe if he's thinking fumble, he's like, I'm not going to go dive and try to pick it off. Again, hard to tell. I just thought that was a missed opportunity in that game to be like, man, go get. I think he might have caught the ball.
Yeah.
If he dives.
If he just Puts forth effort, yeah.
I mean, now listen, again, you do this in baseball a lot too. How many times you question an outfielder, man, if he had really dove for the football, he would have, I mean, for the baseball, he would have caught it. It's like, I'm not so sure. Easier said than done in real time. But anyway, I thought that was interesting. Let's get to our Monday morning quarterback report, driven by your local Hyundai dealers. And now there's even more to love, and that means we got to talk about the quarterback. Listen, we've been saying this for a while. You either blame everything on Trevor Lawrence or you kind of blame nothing on Trevor Lawrence. And I got to be careful of that, too, as I defend Trevor Lawrence more often than not. I don't know how much of a chance Trevor had yesterday to have a great day. I do think after he missed the one to De'Ami Brown, he played a hell of a football game.
How much does he have a shot when this is what you're getting, Austin?
No, I mean, for sure. Like,
Trevor Lawrence's fault.
Well, I don't know is that what people are saying.
Well, I think overall people are like Trevor played pretty well above the X's and O's, probably above with all the pressure. Most people aren't blaming Trevor for this. I actually thought though he played really well after the De'Ami thing. Like I thought the backyard stuff I'm starting to like from Trevor the last 2 weeks, and I think that's what people have been begging for. He's been forced to play backyard football because of some of the pressure the last 2 weeks.
No, without a doubt. Like the offensive line there did him absolutely zero favors. Now, did he miss a couple throws, like a couple guys that were wide open? Yes, he did. Did he miss a long shot to De'Ami Brown that has to be made? Yes, he did. But like this will be the story of Trevor Lawrence until it's not.
Yep.
Like he made some mistakes. He didn't get help when he needed it, and he couldn't elevate the guys around him. Like that's what it is. It's a 50-50 share of the blame. Trevor didn't have his best game, obviously. Offensive line did him zero favors. Running game wasn't working. You don't win in the football league like that. So, like, that's what it is. I'm not saying this is on Trevor. I'm not saying it was a bad performance by Trevor. I just don't think Trevor, to the point right now, is in his career where even when things like this go wrong, he has the ability to elevate everybody around him.
Did a good job not turning it over.
Sure.
Yeah, see, I like some of the sacks that he took instead of the turnovers, especially given their field position at times, because you're like, okay, he's going to – I've seen frustrated Trevor before force some things in that spot. And yeah, I bet he was pretty frustrated yesterday based on just every time he hit his back foot. You know, I tend to disagree with you a little bit here. See, I think he did elevate specifically on the drive.
Which one?
The drive to go, the second touchdown drive.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought he really showed signs of that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a complete game of it, but I do think we're seeing signs the last 2 times out of Trevor really playing good football and waiting for everybody else to catch up. I think you could argue he was the best player on their offense the last 2 weeks. Which is what you want to be able to argue, by the way. I know that's not like a breaking news thing.
I would love that from our quarterback.
Yeah,
yes.
but I do. Now that shows me, hey, everybody else better catch up. And we don't know all play calls and who's messing stuff up and other things. But, I mean, for a guy to get pressured that much and still deliver, I thought some pretty good stuff. And I thought the play, now I know you're not supposed to throw back against the field, but it was a got-to-have-it play on that 4th and 5 to Hunter Long. He escapes a sack and makes a hell of a play, quite frankly, to keep that drive alive. And I think the Tim Patrick play is what you want to see more out of Trevor Lawrence. The little throwing off the 1 foot as he's jumping up in the pocket to escape more pressure. We saw it Monday Night Football against the Chiefs. We saw it a couple of times in this game. And I'm telling you, that's the stuff that I really like to see. I see growth in that where he's like going to make a play. And I think there's been a lot of that the last 2 weeks. In 2 different ways. One on Monday Night Football when you need to have a drive specifically, and the other one this week when you're just totally under duress the entire time where you can get sped up into mistakes, all these different things. Thought he kept his composure pretty well and made plays when they needed to have it. And honestly, if Brian Thomas Jr. catches the 3rd down play, you wonder maybe where does the drive go? Might stall out, but you wonder where does the drive go? And we've got a couple of 4th quarters that are really good in Jacksonville.
No, without a doubt. And like, listen, but this is what it's going to be. And this is why, I said this how many times. Like the Chiefs game. If Trevor Lawrence doesn't slip, fall, get in the end zone, and the Jaguars end up losing that football game, then the narrative is going to be of how bad Trevor Lawrence was that game.
Yeah.
Then we start talking about going over the line of scrimmage. Then we talk about the fumble and everything. Like, this is just, it is what it is. Like, I think right now Trevor Lawrence is He's better than a game manager because he's shown us great stuff, right? I think he's, we can put him like I would say like number 10 through 12 quarterback. Like, I don't think he's elite by any means. I think he's good, can be very good, but like he's not that high echelon, and that's okay. Like, you don't need him to be right now. I get everyone wants to compare him to Baker Mayfield and what the Tampa Bay offense is doing with, Liam Cohen last year. Like, he's not Baker Mayfield.
No.
So let's just get it out of our heads. And that's okay. Don't need to be Baker Mayfield. But I just think, like, he needs a lot of things to go right to be a great quarterback. And right now, those things aren't going right.
Yeah, he needs they need a little bit more in cohesion. When the running game was good early on, he was inconsistent. Now he's played a little bit better, and now the offensive line got leaky, and the running game's kind of absent. Like, they got to figure some of that stuff out. But I do think there are signs, and this is what I was really hopeful and interested in. And again, he's going to have to do it. I can't just say it. But what I saw Monday night was what I'd hoped is something that resembles the back half of the 22 season, where he started to gain momentum off a positive night, right? And things that did go right, so you could talk about the positive things and not bury with, some of the things that do go wrong. Because I'm a big believer that most quarterbacks have things that go wrong. Baker Mayfield will tell you yesterday, he said it. First quarter, he played terrible. But the next 3 quarters, he was brilliant, and he's been brilliant most of this season, which is awesome. But I wanted to see if, he's going to start putting these things together. I thought from his vantage point in a game, even though they lost, I thought I could still take signs that he was playing pretty good football yesterday overall. Now, you got to win games. You got to go do it again in London, and then you got to come out of the bye and do it. But my point in this is, if I can latch on to a little bit of hope that it can get like 22, where he got really consistent for 8 or 9 games down the stretch of that season, well, we have more time this year. If he found it in week 5, now you can get 12, 13 weeks of that. That's what you're kind of hoping for as he tries to find himself in this offense. So I've got some hope that is going to continue to happen. 1 turnover now in the last 3. 1 interception in the last 3 games. Did have the fumble against on Monday night. It's the only fumble of the year through 6 games, which is also a good thing because that was a problem at times. So there are some different things, but it has to come in wins, and it has to come, with some big moments and big plays. Still, he's not absolved from anything yesterday. I just think there are signs there that this thing's ticking upwards for him.
No, I mean, he had some great. The DJ Chark one on the sideline was a fantastic throw. And once again,
BTJ,
this is
yeah.
Brian Thomas Jr. I'm sorry, hello, that was a big time throwback. Hello, Brian Thomas Jr.
Was that 3rd and 16 or something?
Yeah. That was a big time throw. Like, we've seen the great.
Yeah.
Now it's just getting that consistency.
It's all about consistency. Yeah. But I just
wow.
Yeah. That was a good throwback.
Hello.
That's like a 4-year back.
Yeah.
Throwback. Anyway, that is your Monday morning quarterback report driven by your local Hyundai dealers, and now there's even more to love. Let's get into a bit around the NFL and also some other stories like Travis Hunter, his usage. I want your thoughts on Jackson Smith and Jigba and Travis Hunter when he played them. And the big thing I have right now, if you really want to be critical of this whole situation with Travis Hunter, is 59 snaps in 1 play that really made an impact on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not enough. Like, we all know that's not enough. So how do you get it going? What does it mean? Where are we at 6 games in? Again, you're 1/3 of the way through now the season. This isn't a 3-game sample. A 1/3 of the way through. So some of these things are real-life conversations that they're probably having inside the building as well. 11 o'clock hour on the way. Brent and Austen Show on a Monday.
Hi, I'm Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville. Whether you're looking for a side-by-side, ATV, motorcycle, or scooter, we have what you need.
Get a Moto Guzzi Stone Corsa for just $235 a month, or a Triumph Trident for as low as $207 a month, or the popular Honda Rebel 1100 DCT starting at a low $204 a month.
Stop by and choose your adventure from all of our great brands, only at Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard. Family owned and operated since 1983.
Hello, I'm Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Since 2003, our firm has fought exclusively for the rights of men in family law. Divorce, modification of child support, alimony, custody, and more, all for men. A father is vitally important to a child's life, and being a man is not a reason to pay more in child support or alimony. I'm a single father. I get it. If you have a divorce or other family law issue, contact Kenny Lay & Associates at divorcemenonly.com.
We've been telling you about the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network for over a year now. How to find it, what to see. Simply put, it's TV online. Local sports content all day, every day. Just like this.
Did you always want to make history? Like, think that big, or just say, hey, I want to play in the NFL?
I always say I wanted to play in the NFL.
That's it. Back to her left side. Takes a shot. And into the back of the net.
Oh, what a pass.
Oh, my goodness.
What a pass.
And they have been. We've been talking. We've been articulating.
I did have a sense that they wanted to be bold, that they wanted to make a splash.
It's content you won't find on TV. Find it on actionsportsjax.com and just sit back and watch local sports all day on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
How do we make Mason's famous lobster rolls? It's simple. We get up before dawn, head into the open waters of Maine, haul in our traps by hand, and send only the best straight to our restaurants, where we add warm butter or chilled mayo with a squeeze of lemon and pile it on a toasted split-top roll, just like it's been done for nearly a century. That's the recipe for Mason's famous lobster rolls.
What's been going on?
We're both dealing with a lot of guilt right now.
Can't sleep, can't eat.
eating.
See that brand new Hyundai Santa Fe? We only paid $100 for it.
Looks like we're out of time. Breathing exercises. Inhale, exhale.
Enjoy the new car.
Okay, thanks.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get a Hyundai Santa Fe with 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or get $3,500 bonus cash. Hurry in.
What a throw! Touchdown, Jaguars!
We're coming for you.
They're going to get him on the ground, and that's going to end the ball game.
We show no mercy.
Lawrence looking deep in the end zone. Touchdown!
Duval! ETN is going to take it all the way!
Right here on CBS 47.
CBS 47.
Right here. Your official station of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And the Jaguars strike first.
Go Jags.
You have the opportunity to explore what you might want to do with your life.
There's so many opportunities here that it can spark interest that you didn't even know you had.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University. Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oakleaf High School. Tony Mazzio, Stanwood High School, class of 2002.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jax team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Colts Hilly, Hilliard High School. Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
That's a nice moment for Josh Hines Allen and his son Wesley with a crucial catch game. Obviously, Wesley, you know the story by now, battling leukemia, and he rang the bell just a couple weeks back, and it's been a big story for Josh Hines Allen and his family, what he's doing to use his platform for good and help others So got to go out there and had a handshake as well at the end of it. Cool moment, nice moment for the Jags and Josh, and he enjoyed it, which was cool. That's a tough deal, I think, when you're in that mindset to go play a football game. But you could tell, talk to Josh a little bit after the game yesterday, and seemed to really relish that moment and one they'll have for a long time. Jaguars lose, obviously, 20-12. You know that, 4-2, going to London. We leave today. We'll be there in the morning. Coverage begins tomorrow from London with the Jaguars. And what I think becomes a big game because it's one they can get, and 5-2 sets the table really well, like really well for the back end. 4-3 is fine, but it now is like, it goes from thinking 5-2 is like, hey, they're making the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And 4-3 is like, they're going to be in the mix. Mm-hmm. That's the way I kind of position it. In fact, I looked at the AFC is really weird. There are 5 teams that are basically out of it. They have 0 or 1 win. They're out of it. Yeah. There are 2 other teams, like the Bengals, who are 2-4, and the Raiders, who are 2-4, who you don't really think are going to be in the mix based on the situations that they are in. Cincinnati because of the quarterback spot, Raiders because they're probably not that good.
Yeah.
So if you do the math on that, there are 9 teams left in the AFC that I would say at this juncture, a third of the way through, unless some crazy stuff happens, and sometimes that does happen, that have a chance for the 7 playoff spots.
Yep.
And the Jags are not only one of those teams, but they're in the driver's seat as one of those teams, including a win over the Kansas City Chiefs now, who are definitely going to be one of those teams. And the Jags almost got a lot of help yesterday. Denver almost lost. The Chargers almost lost. The Colts almost lost.
Yeah.
They could have got a lot of help in that regard. But, I mean, listen, that's just the simple math on this stuff. I think there are 9 teams right now, unless you think Baltimore's going to make a crazy run, which they're now, 1-5?
Well, do you have Houston as one of these teams or not?
I have Houston in the mix at 2-3.
Yeah.
But you also have a game up on them.
No, you do.
So
you still have to play them again.
You do,
and it'll be because their next game is against Seattle, so that'll be really telling in Seattle.
Yeah, that's kind of a big game. The Jags need Seattle to win that game.
Yeah,
because it looks like the Houston's getting on track a little bit. Mm-hmm. It would be really nice if Seattle can win that game.
Yeah,
and then really, really nice if the Jags can beat the Rams on top of it.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
So anyway, listen, that's the reality of the situation. The Jags are in a pretty good spot, and the Colts have the next part of their schedule starts to get tricky.
Yeah.
Now, they can win games because they're a good football team, but they have not played the part of the schedule like the Jags have played. They're going to start to get the Chiefs and teams like that, at some point. And, of course, the Jags have 2 games against them. So, anyway, that's just a little bit of a look at the playoff picture, which is early here in October.
No, and I get it's early, but it's upon exercise. Who are the best teams right now in the AFC and the NFC? Like, who's the best team in each conference?
I still feel like the Bills are the best team in the AFC.
Yeah, and that's fair.
Pittsburgh, I think, is going to be there, though. I don't think they're going anywhere, but I don't think they're the best team. They don't scare you. I don't think the Colts are the best team, even at 5-1. I would not say that. And I think the Chiefs are watch out for the Chiefs because here they come. But I think it's hands down the Bills.
Okay.
And on the NFC side, it's a really good question on the NFC side.
Yeah.
I think the Bucs. The Eagles have lost 2 in a row and they're a mess.
They are.
The Packers can't figure exactly what they are right now after that win in week 1 where they look so dominant.
I know.
Detroit takes a back seat a little bit.
They do.
Last night.
I think Detroit was the up
felt like
until last night.
Yeah, and by the way, that's not a bad loss. It's just that it's hard coming off a loss. Mm-hmm. They've played 2 really good teams, right? Green Bay and Kansas City, and haven't looked great against those teams. The Bucs, man. The West is a good division. It's a good, solid division. It's not an elite division, the NFC West.
Yeah.
So, I'd say the Bucs and the Bills. Fair enough.
And the Bills. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Like, the old me would have probably said the Eagles, but, based off those past 2 games with the Eagles, it's, I don't care what the talent, on paper, you should have the best team in the NFL, I feel like.
Yeah.
But until you figure out your defense, until you figure out, getting A.J. Brown the ball and just, the locker room discrepancies, I mean, I think the Bucs with Baker Mayfield, they're the team right now, which it's crazy to say. As someone who had the Falcons winning that division, it's crazy to say.
Yeah. let's stay on it a little bit, because first of all, if the Bucs and the Bills played in the Super Bowl, that'd be a lot of energy from the quarterback position.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of energy and really cool.
Aura.
But a lot of aura, but really cool too. Because hey, don't forget, Josh Allen was put in the trash can by some, including Jalen Ramsey, early in his career, and now is elite.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield has been dumped in that trash can multiple times, and now is playing elite. So it would be a really neat story. Yeah. And I do think specifically the Mayfield one, if you want to turn it at all to here in Jacksonville, Mayfield, Darnold, these guys, man, just wait. Like, there's more to come. It should get even better for Trevor if you can get through some of this. I know everybody wants it now, but if you can sustain it, have enough good, don't have people give up on you, stay with this organization, I think there's more to come. And I think Trevor at 27, 28 years old has a chance to be like really, really good. Maybe the quarterback everybody wanted him to be at 22, 23, 24, 25.
Yeah. I mean, it's wild because, like, you go from Sam Darnold, who was on multiple teams, saw ghosts for a little bit, goes to Minnesota and just not expected to do anything, finds himself in a pretty great system there with O'Connell, does his thing, and then, like, I'm going to be honest, I thought when he was going to go to Seattle, I thought we were going to see a little regression from Sam Darnold.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, okay, have fun not throwing to Justin Jefferson anymore. Have fun not having a coach who can really, I feel like, take anybody and make him a great quarterback. Have fun in Seattle and see what happens. Well, the dude's still doing his thing.
Yeah.
So it goes to show you, like, I think situations and I think environments are everything when it comes to the quarterback position.
Absolutely.
And obviously he was in a couple bad situations there, bad environments, and now it's paying dividends. Same thing with Baker Mayfield, where even in Cleveland, I think he was an okay quarterback, right? Yeah. But that whole organization, we know who they are, the Factory of Sadness, trademark it and everything. And now he's found his new lease on life. And he's dominating, so that's cool to see.
The last night someone tweeted this out, Sam Block, and I saw it this morning and retweeted. Baker Mayfield's 5-1, the Browns are 1-5. Daniel Jones is 5-1, the Giants are 2-4. Sam Darnold is 4-2, the Jets are 0-6. So he says, stop blaming the talented young quarterbacks. And what I say, I don't necessarily say that. I say don't give up on the talented young quarterbacks. And sometimes, though, the change of scenery is necessary. Would these guys be as good if they were still in those places? But the other thing is, time does make you better, and we don't want to wait, because Mayfield is in year number 8. Jones is in year number 7. Darnold is in year number 8. So we don't want to wait for it. Like, we just don't. But these guys' careers have navigated. They've been able to stay at least in the mix. And now they're in spots that are really doing well for them. And again, it does get me thinking a little bit about Trevor. Trevor's done good stuff in the National Football League. We're asking for consistency. I just think the more you can play, I actually looked up this stat Saturday night because I was thinking about it. How many games has he played in Jags history? One of the beautiful things right now for Jags fans, in my opinion, in this organization, is they have the quarterback that's going to be here a couple more years, and by next season he will have passed Blake Bortles for games played. He's still like 3-4 seasons away from passing Mark Brunell. But the point is, if you can get to that stage with Trevor Lawrence, one, that means he did enough good things to stay, and I think you're going to get the best Trevor Lawrence by that time, especially at that time, as a 27, 28, 29, 30, 31-year-old quarterback.
Yeah.
Again, that's down the road, but everybody asking for elite, you might have to wait a little longer.
No, you might have to wait a little longer, but then, like, this is the thing, and this is where it depends where you get drafted. Like, if you're picked the number 1 overall, like, that comes with expectation. Like, I think someone said Justin Fields. Like, I don't know. Do you think the Bears are regretting letting Justin Fields go right now?
No.
Probably not.
No.
Right? Like, I think there's some circumstances where, like, you think the Giants fans right now are missing Daniel Jones?
I don't think so.
Because Jackson Dart looks like he's the future.
That's time and place, right? Good situation.
It is time and place, right? And sometimes things can evolve and everything, and we don't, we don't have the foresight, obviously. If you did, you'd be getting paid a lot of money. I think with Trevor, like, yeah, obviously he's the go-to guy. He's the franchise quarterback, and he will be for a while. But, like, Tua, do you think people in Miami are like, okay, let's just keep riding this out because we got a guy in two. I don't think so. I think eventually the narrative's going to be on Tua. It's going to be like, maybe we hang on too long.
They may have no choice, though.
No, and then they really may have no choice. So I just think every quarterback is different, right? And there's no right or wrong to how to handle one. I just think that with Baker Mayfield, for instance, I don't think he was the issue in Cleveland. I think what he had around him was the issue. I think with Trevor Lawrence, he's had some bad, but Urban Meyer, who do you have to throw to the first couple years? You can go ahead and say he didn't have everything that he needed to be successful. And with Justin Fields in Chicago, you can go back and forth with it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't. But I would also suggest now Justin Fields isn't in a great place. And I'm a Justin Fields guy. I thought he was going to be a lot better, but he obviously didn't look good at all.
But you mean not a great place in terms of
the Jets?
What he has as weapens? Because I feel like
the weapons are actually pretty good, but it just feels like anybody with the Jets isn't good. I mean, even Aaron Rodgers couldn't be good with the Jets, So he's hurt most of the time. I get it, but I think what you're saying, and this is what's beautiful about it, for everybody that screams well, look what Josh Allen's doing, look at Patrick Mahomes, and you want Trevor Lawrence to be that. There are also these examples of Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, and to a lesser degree, Daniel Jones. The reason why Darnold and Mayfield are good examples is those were top 3 picks. Those came with the lofty expectations. So, again, I think the more progression, even if it's more baby steps than giant leaps, puts you in a spot to get where these teams are right now at some point for good, sustained success for years to come. Because the bottom line is, I think if you put Sam Darnold on the Jags yesterday, I think he looks atrocious. I actually think Trevor Lawrence was more equipped to handle all the pressure than a guy like Sam Darnold. Darnold is in a pretty good situation in Seattle with a strong defense, and obviously the way they run things, they were not forcing the issue at all offensively yesterday because they knew they were in a pretty good spot. And they didn't need him to play hero ball.
Yeah.
The Jags needed Trevor Lawrence to play hero ball yesterday.
Yeah.
And I think if Sam's in a spot where he's going to play hero ball, it doesn't look good. That was Carolina. That was the Jets. That wasn't Minnesota. Throw it up, right? So, but it's just an interesting look. I just like that we have both ends of the spectrum right now. That's what I love about the Mayfield stuff. Is Mayfield the MVP?
Right now, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think. Yeah.
That'd be unbelievable.
I mean, dude's doing this without his top wide receiver.
Chris their whole depth chart is down. Their offense is
Bucky's banged up.
Brutally banged up.
Offensive line banged up, yeah. And I don't know if you watched the game yesterday, but the run that he had where
I saw the run. I didn't watch a lot of the game, but I saw the run.
I mean, that's Baker Mayfield personified.
It's so crazy.
Dude finds a way.
It's so crazy because it's like it's slow motion. We're so used to watching guys
so fun to watch.
Josh and Lamar and this guy. It's like slow motion, man. But it's like you can do it. I feel like I'm watching Frogger.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say this, man. I'm having a blast with it, and I think the NFL needs Baker Mayfield to be one of the guys. I really do because it's around that cookie cutter thing. He's his own person, and he knows who he is. And he talked about this even when he was in Cleveland. In Cleveland, I was cocky, but now I come to Tampa and I'm winning, and everyone says I have the dog in me. He hasn't changed his persona.
No, he hasn't.
It's just everyone, in terms of social media now and everything, we've changed our reception to his persona. But he's always stayed the same. But I think the NFL needs more guys like that. Right? Yeah. We don't need the good old boys who are just, yes, sir, no, sir, and just kind of give you the boring press conference answers. You need a little attitude. You need a little swag. And right now, Baker is that guy, man. And I think the more of that you can get on a big stage and being showcased, the better the brand of football is going to be.
I would say this about Baker, though. He's mature without losing that persona.
I mean, Brent, he's talking smack to people in the crowd.
He is.
And telling them to suck it.
He's more mature, but he hasn't lost some of that.
Okay.
I feel like there's a maturity around him in his story. He's kind of flipped where he used to hate or like to not like, let's say, Baker Mayfield. Mm-hmm. From the planting of the flag to the antics to depending on your college football team. Then he goes to Cleveland. It's like, that guy can't be a CEO of a team.
Yeah.
But now you're like, now it becomes almost that sympathetic figure in a way that, hey, these guys gave up on him. And now it's easy to love. I mean, who doesn't love Baker Mayfield right now?
But this is why, it works for him. And this is the difference between Baker and Trevor. Like, Trevor's always been the guy. Like, Trevor was the guy in high school. Trevor was the guy in college, right? So he was almost a front runner. Baker, in his own hometown in Texas, did not get recruited by the Longhorns.
Crazy.
And, like, that started, like, the villain chapter, it felt like. Like, that was the origin story of putting the chip on the shoulder of Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Because then it wasn't even about, like, hey, let me go ahead and, like, try to play quarterback someplace else. It was, let me show the mistake that the Texas Longhorns made, and then, let me try to give them the middle fingers. And, like, you saw that during the Red River rivalry this one year. Like, it's just this guy, and, like, I've never been able to really do this. Like, you kind of construct ways to be pissed off at people to try to prove them wrong. It's a gift, I feel like, and he has that. And that's a difference. Like, he's always kind of been the underdog. Even when you're taking number 1 overall in the NFL draft, like, you go to Cleveland and they did you dirty, like, he's been playing pissed off his entire life.
Yeah.
Trevor hasn't, because he hasn't had to.
He hasn't had to.
And that's the difference.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's a good way to do it. And by the way, one thing it seems like Trevor's playing a little more pissed off right now and playing better football because of it, perhaps digging deep to find some of that as well. One thing about that can't go unnoticed here too, I think, is just the Bucs in general. A lot of times we'd want to tell these stories where, hey, the Bucs have had 3 offensive coordinators in the last 3 years. Mm-hmm. Canales with Carolina, and by the way, look at them. That is the weirdest team in the world, the Carolina Panthers. That is the strangest team I've ever seen. Like, holy cow! Like, they got multiple.
They weren't going to win a
game.
I thought they were going to win a game this year, though. Like,
that's unbelievable. But what my point is, you have Canales with Baker, and you're like, oh well, don't worry, it's Baker. Because Canales stinks in Carolina, perhaps. Mm-hmm. Well, then they start to figure it out. And then he stink again early in the year, and now they're starting to figure it out. So it's like, well, Canales pretty good. I mean, did you see? I saw some numbers today. I don't know how I landed on this, but Carolina has like the 4th most efficient offense or success rate or whatever the hell numbers even mean anymore. Like, they're playing really good offense, and this is an offensive mind. We think Liam Cohen's pretty good. Even coming off a loss at 4-2, we think he's pretty good. It's not like he's 0-6 like Aaron Glenn or somebody, and you're like, oh, it's all Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Liam got the job because of Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
No, it's a lot Baker Mayfield, but Liam was pretty damn good too. Like, that running deal was a real deal thing.
Yeah.
In Tampa. Well, now they got another one. Like, this guy's, I don't even know his name. He's doing a great job too. Like, I don't know how they keep finding these guys. Now, the common thread is Baker Mayfield being able to play with 3 different guys, being able to elevate and all that, which shows me Baker's doing a great job. The organization's doing a great job. Todd Bowles, who also was maligned for many different times in his career as a head coach, and the Bucs, who have been not the greatest organization in the world over decades and decades, what they're doing right now is really incredible. And to have 3 different coordinators do this offensively without being able to say, oh, yeah, it wasn't Cohen, it wasn't Canales. Those guys are pretty good, too.
Yeah.
Is really unique.
I'm not trying to start anything with this question because I think if you're a great coach, it doesn't matter. Personality types, you get the best out of your players. Who do you think's personality is more geared towards Liam Cohen? Baker Mayfield or Trevor Lawrence?
Oh, not a doubt.
Is it Baker?
Oh, yeah. No doubt. No, not a doubt.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's close. No,
really?
I don't even know these other guys.
Really? Okay.
I don't know. Like, Canales' personality doesn't feel as fun. We just know Liam now, I think.
Yeah, of course.
So I don't know, but I also don't know if it has to be.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Think sometimes the mix is good. Like, I think what have we said when things are good? We think Liam's good for Trevor. He said that.
Yeah,
and Trevor's good for Liam. Liam said that.
Yeah.
So that's not a bad thing.
No, for sure. Because sometimes opposites attract. Like,
it's definitely different.
It is different. Yeah.
Yeah, Baker. Yeah, those must have been some meetings now.
That's kind of what I was going to go with. I'm like, how did those two even really coexist? You feel like? I mean, but hey, but if you're winning, it doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At times.
Because 2 high energy individuals, I feel like.
Well, and here's the other thing about it. And I watch every Tampa game. I'm not the Bucs fans will know this, but if you go back to Canales, my thought is Baker started to play pretty good football. Baker played really good football last year.
Yeah.
And now he's playing MVP football. So a lot of this is just a maturation of Mayfield. Mm-hmm. And again, time and place to our earlier conversation. Forget about the coaching. It's just, I'm now 6, 7, 8 years into the NFL. I've got a place that people believe in me, so my headspace is really good. Mm-hmm. And now I can just go be me and play, right?
Yeah.
And that might be down the road a little bit here in Jacksonville, because it's been 3 coaches in 5 years and everything else and nuances of the offense and blah, 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 blah. The one other thing Tampa has, much like teams like San Francisco and Baltimore and Pittsburgh feel like they have, is a ton of veteran presence. I mean, Mike Evans, to Godwin on offense, to now Wirfs on offense, Bowles himself as the head coach, and then on the defensive side, Levante David and others. I mean, they've got people that have been there for a long time. And I think somebody said it, Cooper here says, does help to take over for Tom Brady in Tampa. Team was built to win. I don't know if they were built to win, but it seems like Tom Brady changed that organization in terms of what was infused into that organization on how to win.
Of course. But also I feel like, like number one, replacing Tom Brady is no easy feat, but also replacing Tom Brady with Baker Mayfield, who I feel like are a stark contrast as well.
True.
Give him credit, man.
It's good. It's cool. I think it's a great story. It's a neat story. But it doesn't have to be a story that's told by saying it's because of one thing. I think there's actually a ton of things going on there that have blended into what we're getting in Tampa.
Without a doubt. It's one of those things, though. See, this almost reminds me of, like, the Aiden Hutchinson, Trayvon Walker thing. Like, they're always going to be talked about in the same sentence, right? I feel like Tampa and Jacksonville, at least for the next couple of years, because that's where Liam Cohen came from, will be talked about in the same sentence.
Yeah. But I do think you'll get this kind of sentence, much like you hear the Rams. I don't think it'll be hard to lean on Tampa. Hey, like to do that, like to do this. I think it'll be in almost like a complimentary way as well. Say, Greg, Brent and Austen Show, Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network. When we come back, we continue to talk about the Jags. We haven't got to Travis Hunter yet. I want to ask about Travis Hunter. And
Is Daniel Jones an MVP consideration?
I mean, they're 5-1.
I don't feel like he's getting as much credit.
Yeah.
Because
Jonathan
Taylor's doing his thing.
Yeah.
He's really good. And their line is playing really well. Like, Steichen has turned it around.
But these guys, if you would have told me at the start of the year, both these guys are 5 what? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. I think it's cool.
Brent, this is your time. Take it, man. Daniel Jones. Kyler Murray, afterthought. Hurt.
Well, the thing about the Daniel Jones one is I hope he's just peaked.
Yeah.
For Jags purposes.
Yeah, I hear you.
But, it's pretty wild what's going on. Speaking of, did you see the injuries? I'm sure you have, coming out of Indianapolis in warm-ups. Mm-hmm. Weird. We'll talk about that. But, again, get back to Travis Hunter. Are the Jags using him right? Should they put him on Jackson Smith and Jigma more? Because I thought he did a good job when he was on him, but only 22 snaps on the defensive side of the ball. Plus the wide receiver variation has Austin's eyes and ears up as well here in Jacksonville. When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
Putting your needs first. It's the backbone of how First Florida Credit Union does business. In all honesty, you might as well be speaking another language when it comes to finances. Sure, I'm good with my money, but what am I missing in the fine print? That's what led me to First Florida Credit Union. They're the perfect choice for anyone starting their financial journey because they keep finances easy. Plus, they offer financial education and resources I can trust. So I'm always growing more confident. And as a young adult, I am constantly adding more responsibilities to my plate. From a car payment to a mortgage, it all adds up. Luckily, First Florida Credit Union makes sure it adds up in all the right places and not the wrong ones by offering better rates and lower fees than traditional banks, even if you're still trying to grow your credit. Because as a member-owned institution, First Florida genuinely puts people's needs first rather than focusing on profit. So I know as my needs change, they'll be right there to help me reach my goals. Check out firstflorida.org to learn how you can benefit too.
It's one of the hot spots in the area.
Welcome you to String Sports Brewery out at the beach. Big crowd on hand tonight. The fans are here.
And now the newest hot spot at the beach is open. String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach has opened its doors with rave reviews.
We're going to be fans forever.
Cozy up to the bar. Grab a seat in the sports-themed restaurant, or grab a seat outside and feel that breeze coming off the beach as the weather warms. Just like the original location in Springfield, try the popular beer menu and come for lunch or dinner too, because the food is fantastic.
We got a special guest in the house. He's happy. He's feeling good. He's Trayvon Walker.
It's where we hosted Jags Report Live in the football season, and the String Sports Brewery staff can't wait to host you. Hey, welcome back here to String Sports Brewery. And if you haven't checked out the new location in Jax Beach, you got to do it. String Sports Brewery, now with 2 locations in Springfield and now open in Jax Beach on Penman Road.
Hi, I'm Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville. Whether you're looking for a side-by-side, ATV, motorcycle, or scooter, Honda has what you need.
The Honda Talon. Ultimate performance meets family-friendly fun. Prices starting at $363 a month. Or the sporty Honda CBR 650 starting at an affordable $204 a month.
Stop by and choose your adventure from a full line of Honda products. Only at Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard. Family owned and operated since 1983.
Hello, I'm Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Since 2003, our firm has fought exclusively for the rights of men in family law. Divorce, modification of child support, alimony, custody, and more, all for men. A father is vitally important to a child's life, and being a man is not a reason to pay more in child support or alimony. I'm a single father. I get it. If you have a divorce or other family law issue, contact Kenny Lay & Associates at divorcemenonly.com.
CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing is taking their 75-plus years of expertise and expanding to CGC Home Services. Water treatment and plumbing is still a big part of what they do, and now they can do even more for you. Home services like kitchen and bathroom remodeling, showers, sinks, faucets, toilet repair, backflow testing, and the list keeps going. Find all they can do at cgchomeservices.com or give them a call, 904-298-7052. It's a new look and a new name with the same expertise. They've been serving homes like yours since 1946. CGC Home Services, right here in Jacksonville off St. John's Bluff Road, 904-298-7052. And visit cgchomeservices.com. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
James Franklin out at Penn State, and I don't know if I fully get this one. Here's the problem in coaching. You can do a lot worse. So did he lost his job because he's never been able to win the big one?
No, okay.
Or is he lost his job because he lost these last 2 weeks?
Okay, so hold up. Let's put the entire antithesis of a James Franklin career here. Before this season, what was the narrative of James Franklin?
He couldn't win the big one.
Okay, so that was going into the season. Now, going into the season, you lose at home to an Oregon Ducks team, during a whiteout. Okay, tough game. They can look past that, right? You go to UCLA and get absolutely embarrassed by the UCLA Bruins, who, and I get they won again. They're not terrible. A good team, though. They're not a good team. I don't care. I don't care if you have Gordon Bombay coming to coach you and try to motivate you to beat the Ice Hawks and Mighty Ducks. Like, they're not that good of a team. And then, okay, so you lose that game. Guess what? Still in the college football playoff at the end of the day. And then you have Northwestern, by the way, not a good team.
No.
Come to Penn State to play you. And by the way, watch this game. Might have put a couple bucks down on Penn State because I'm thinking, surely you can cover a 20-point spread after getting your butts embarrassed by UCLA. Nah. Let's just go ahead and lay a giant egg and get beat by the Northwestern Wildcats. But of course you're fired. But you know why? Because this isn't Wisconsin. This is Penn State. Expectations. I'm not shocked at all.
I'm not either.
You can't lose to Northwestern and UCLA.
3 in a row.
Poor Puzz. What do you think Puzz is thinking through this whole thing?
Okay, so there's two things, in my opinion, that I asked the why for. I feel like it's a little short-sighted in a 3-week span. I do think, even given all that.
Brent, okay.
I still think it is. I mean, the overall picture is they've been very good. They've been in the mix. And here are the odds for the next Penn State coach. Matt Rule, 3-1. Bill O'Brien, 4-1. Kurt Cignetti, 6-1. We'll see. There's going to be a bidding war probably for Cignetti.
Absolutely.
Lane Kiffin, all right, 8-1.
Not happening.
Which, by the way, I think Lane's going to come with the same type of thing as can you win the big one is going to be a Lane thing that wherever he lands, he can obviously get you in contention. Manny Diaz, 10-1. Urban Meyer, 12-1. Joe Brady, 14-1. My point is, like, where are you going? What's your next move? For $50 million? $50 million bucks? And you don't even really know what your next move is. Like, this guy's better than all those guys.
How do we, Brent?
How
do you know that? How do you know that? Can't win the big one and just lost to UCLA and lost to Northwestern. Like, I don't know if you watched enough Big Ten football to know how bad that really is.
Well, I get it. Northwestern's terrible.
21-point favorites back to back.
That'd be like, I'm trying to think of like a comparison to SEC, Hamby. Like if this happened to like Georgia or somebody.
I mean, that's Georgia losing to Mississippi State, Kentucky, and Auburn and back-to-back.
But I think that's
weeks.
even worse, though, because
I think it's worse.
Northwestern's
loss is
not.
Terrible. I mean, well, both of them are terrible.
And it wasn't even like it wasn't competitive.
Bad.
I don't know.
Like, I'm not surprised. Like,
here's the thing:
they were supposed to win the national championship this year.
They were number one in the.
Drew Aller was supposed to be the best quarterback in the country.
Yeah,
that's the expectation. Like, it wasn't just to make the playoff again.
If you go from the narrative being you can't win the big one to losing against UCLA and then losing against Northwestern at home, then you deserve to be fired. It's Penn State. Like, they're not going to put up with it, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, let's just we'll ask a question in 2 or 3 years again. I mean, I just wonder where they're going to go.
Bill Belichick.
My point is there's not a lot to go get. That's why these guys have these crazy deals because they take you right around here. You see the buyout stuff on Norvell? And in hindsight, they wish he went to Alabama. Yeah. They gave him this new extension because they get held hostage by Jimmy Sexton. And these dumb presidents and dumb athletic directors, like, sell their soul for the next 10 years based on a season. Like, these things are so short-sighted, even success in that regard. I mean, Mike Norvell, with all due respect, I mean, he's had 1 year. It wasn't like it was Nick Saban was threatening to go somewhere.
Yeah.
You know? Like, when are we going to stop this nonsense? And then you don't know how to replace. Like, I'll ask the same. It's a pretty easy deal in Florida right now, in Gainesville. You know, Napier's done. He's going to be ousted. And then you're probably going to get a guy like Lane Kiffin. To me, that makes a lot of sense. I think he's a good fit for Florida. I think he reminds you of the 90s in Spurrier. I think he's going to make you relevant each and every week and every year. And I think he's going to run offense, which offense is important at Florida. Like, so there's a good fit. If they fire Mike Norvell, who do they bring? Like, who are they getting?
But Brent, this is the
bringing Jimbo
And
back.
by the way, they can't. That's an interesting one. They can't fire him, by the way, because they can't afford it.
Yeah.
Because they made a bet for themselves that they can't really afford for the next couple of years, to where it logically makes sense at FSU probably to get out of.
Yeah. I just think that there's some schools where they come with a pedigree and they come with expectations. And if you aren't reaching those expectations, then you're gone. Simple as that. I think there's some schools where, they're mid-level schools where it's like, okay, we can handle this tough 1 year, and then hopefully next year, we got to hold you to the fire. The coaching constantly gets a little that's not Penn State.
Yeah.
Penn State, there's expectations to win championships, and I think even the past couple years with Franklin of not winning the big one, quote unquote, I mean, losing to UCLA Northwestern was a tipping point. I think UCLA could have made a point to say, okay, well, you got beat by Oregon at home. You go to the West Coast, use UCLA. He should have been on the hot seat then.
Well, he apparently was.
Well, yeah, but he should have been maybe might have been gone then.
Yeah,
I think
Northwestern was.
It just baffles me with the $50 million that the best way to make the most money as a coach is to get fired.
Well, I mean, that's just commonplace now.
No,
I mean,
he's going to make double.
He's going to get paid $20,000 a day for the next 6 years from Penn State,
and he's going to make another $20,000 a day.
That's what it is
from another team who hires him in a couple of months.
Look at how much money Penn State football brings. I get it. It's not my money, so I don't care.
Yeah, I don't either.
Right, but this is what college football is. It's an arms race.
There's more wasteful spending in college football than there is in D.C.
Well, hold on.
There we go.
That was not a proponent of anybody politically, by the way. I'm just saying everybody knows wasteful spending from your political world.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, it's insane. College. That's what I can't. I'm so surprised that we haven't got to the root of this with some of these contracts. And Jimmy's these guys are getting bamboozled at the president, booster, and athletic director level. And by the way, are they out? In my opinion, today at Penn State, their athletic director and president should be gone, along with James Franklin. You just wasted $50 million of our money. If I did that, if you did that, if anybody did that, we'd be gone.
Yes.
So then they should keep James Franklin?
No, James can go too, but somebody else should go with him.
Oh, yeah.
Is my point. Somebody signed off on this thing.
Yeah.
You got it wrong. It's the biggest decision you make. It's the most money you spend. I don't understand why these guys are free of that.
Yeah.
I really don't. If Napier goes, Scott Strickland, I mean, he's had chances after chance, probably should go.
$20 million,
right?
Yeah.
I think he just signed an extension, but they should be tied at the hip like that. That's my again, I don't think people care about that side of it, but I'm just shocked, and maybe I've just missed the article or whatever else. Somebody going to get to the root of why are these guys scot-free on these decisions? These decisions are awful.
They're not going to learn either. They're not going to go to shorter contracts or less expensive because you can't.
You can't.
But for this,
competitive.
Guys, who do you? I get it. All right, I understand the world we're living in.
I don't know what I got to tell you, man.
Who are you signing off to? You're in the booster team, or you're the AD. Who are you like? Oh yeah, let's go give Matt Rule $100 million. Bill O'Brien $100 million. Lane Kiffin, Manny Diaz. Let's give him $100 million. What are you signing up for?
They're signing up for something different. This is what it is. Once again, it's not our money, so I don't care. But people are going to spend hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in college football because they want to win a championship. James Franklin couldn't do that. So it's not even Matt Rule or something. It's the thought of, okay, well, maybe this guy will take us there.
Yeah.
And then they probably won't, and it is what it is. Maybe it's a pipe dream, but that's what they're paying for. They're paying for the hope that they can actually do it now because they got rid of James Franklin. Meanwhile, in Wisconsin, we're just like this. All right, Luke, another 37-0 loss against the Iowa Hawkeyes. All of a sudden, the Iowa Hawkeyes looking like the reincarnation of the Kansas City Chiefs.
And they played Penn State this week.
Putting up 37 points. Oh, Wisconsin's playing Penn State?
No, Iowa.
Oh, Iowa's playing Penn State.
Wisconsin is playing Ohio State.
Yeah, by the way, it's like the Big Ten kickoff game of the week or whatever, too. The poor Big Ten network sometimes. You had Oregon and Penn State, and they were riding high, and now all of a sudden it's okay, now it's Ohio State, Wisconsin. See what happens here.
How about Indiana, though? That's unbelievable.
Rones, earmuffs. You want to put your earmuffs on, bud? Yeah, that was a rough one in the Lane household, bro.
The best coach in America in that regard, of availability, of where you'd bump up, is 64 years old.
Yeah.
He's a rental. But he's a rental. So, I mean, it's unbelievable what he's doing. I can't believe they won that game.
My son had the best Signetti face ever because, I mean, he was getting a little annoyed with. Did you watch the Oregon game?
I watched some.
So leave it to Dan Lanning for always trying to come up with a new wrinkle of how to win a football game. Now it's like the motion up front on the defensive line that's like motioning. And it worked like 5 or 6 times, it seemed like.
George's
like,
done that for years.
Yeah, but it's like it was working, and Signetti was getting pretty upset about it.
Yeah.
And he had that look on his face.
By the way, Lanning, that's what you get for taking your shirt off. Why is the taking the shirt off thing become a thing? Like why
it's with the kids, Brent.
Why of all things is taking the shirt off a thing?
I didn't see that.
Because you're unhinged, you're amped up, ready to go. You been to a crazy wedding before? That happens.
Yeah, I guess that's
Hamby,
true.
were people taking their shirts off at your wedding?
No.
Wasn't a good wedding.
It wasn't a good wedding.
Wasn't a good wedding. Good thing I didn't show up.
You would have if you got there because you were so hot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, my shirt was off when I was going to come up to your wedding.
What are the odds that John Gruden has a college football job next year?
Well, based on this list of Matt Rule, Signetti, Campbell, Drinkwitz, and Manny Diaz being on the hot board, maybe pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, I'd sign up for Gruden. But I don't think I'd sign up for Gruden based on the Belichick stuff, too. Do you think that scares people off?
Yeah.
Has to.
I would say so.
But I don't know. I feel like there's a part of me that thinks like Gruden could be awesome at college.
Well, here's honestly what I would think about doing is stop investing so much in these coaches and invest in the NIL and players.
And just put it into that, yeah.
Use the...
Get me the James Madison coach.
Yep.
Who did that?
Texas Tech.
Yeah, Texas Tech.
Yeah, hey, Brent, you know our sleeper team, Texas Tech. They're not sleepers anymore. They're good.
No, they're pretty good.
They're really good.
Handle business.
Thanks for playing, Kansas.
Money can buy you a lot.
Money can buy you a lot. What if that happens? What if that's gonna be the new trend now? Is all of a sudden we start talking about like the influence of coaches at universities, and it's more geared towards just NIL getting players?
Well, to be honest with you, man, I would say if I'm running the business side of that institution, I think it's a safer play.
With the players?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's so much turnover in players, bro.
Well, there is, but at least it's a 1-year investment. These are 8 to 10-year investments. Now, I don't know how much they put you out, but for these big schools to be paying this kind of money, they're not going to be paying the quarterback for the next 5 years $50 million. You go get a new one. So, yeah, I don't know. I kind of like it. And by the way, I do think there are a lot of good coaches outside of the big names. I mean, I think Signetti's a perfect example of that. And quite frankly, I think DeBoer is turning into a very good example of that. And he was hot too, right? They wanted to fire him for $75 million after week 1. Yeah. But now he looks like he's done a pretty nice job. And he knows how to win. Signetti knows how to win. I think there are more guys out there like that. But they're unwilling to it because they don't win the press conference and all those things that we know about college football. But I think what Texas Tech's doing might be a really good sign of like, well, maybe we should pivot this thing. And if I'm just saying, if I'm the president and everything else, I'm like, well, I'd rather have a 1-year investment than an 8-year investment that might blow up in my face.
True. Yeah.
So, and I know that guy brings a culture and everything else, but I just think there are a lot of good coaches out there, most likely, that can do exactly what Norvell's doing or whoever else is doing.
Is Indiana still a basketball school?
No way right now. No, they haven't been a basketball school probably for 20 years anyway.
Well, they haven't been a football school in a long time either.
They've never been a football school.
Yeah. But it's weird talking about the Indiana Hoosiers.
It's crazy.
Are one of the faces of
I'll tell you, my college roommate, man, he's a Hoosier guy, and it's got to be unbelievable to be an Indiana Hoosier football fan. And they've had some nice success over the last few years with Signetti.
Yeah.
But this is different. What are they now? Did they move up to 3 in the country?
There's something like that.
There's no way. They have to be.
Yeah.
It's just going to be Ohio State, Miami, and them.
That's wild.
What's up with like the Buffalo mascot now, too? Where'd that come from?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I've been to Indiana many times. Haven't seen one buffalo.
I saw that same thing. I was like, what is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I have to ask about that one.
I have to Google it.
All right.
Chat GPT.
We promise, just for Casey's sake, talk Travis Hunter when we come back.
Bad week for the fellas.
Oh, no, don't worry. I'm going to come on the board tonight. Don't worry about it. Kyle Pitts going off.
If Pitts gets a touchdown?
Yeah, he lands like a 30-burger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't really that close. Well, actually, I was close. I lost North
Happy,
Texas.
where'd you go wrong?
I lost North Texas. Damn it.
I got sauteed by FSU. And
yeah, FSU is a bad one.
And then I needed another Hunter long catch, and he dropped it.
Ooh.
You needed one more, huh?
Needed one more, and I think 4 yards from Travis Hunter, and they couldn't connect on one either.
Yeah, Travis Hunter, man, 15 yards, 14 yards, whatever it is.
Not going to freaking
We're going to talk Travis Hunter when we come back, promise. When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
Putting your needs first. It's the backbone of how First Florida Credit Union does business. In all honesty, you might as well be speaking another language when it comes to finances. Sure, I'm good with my money, but what am I missing in the fine print? That's what led me to First Florida Credit Union. They're the perfect choice for anyone starting their financial journey because they keep finances easy. Plus, they offer financial education and resources I can trust. So I'm always growing more confident. And as a young adult, I am constantly adding more responsibilities to my plate. From a car payment to a mortgage, it all adds up. Luckily, First Florida Credit Union makes sure it adds up in all the right places and not the wrong ones by offering better rates and lower fees than traditional banks, even if you're still trying to grow your credit. Because as a member-owned institution, First Florida genuinely puts people's needs first rather than focusing on profit. So I know as my needs change, they'll be right there to help me reach my goals. Check out firstflorida.org to learn how you can benefit too.
It's one of the hot spots in the area.
Welcome you to String Sports Brewery out at the beach. Big crowd on hand tonight. The fans are here.
And now the newest hot spot at the beach is open. String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach has opened its doors with rave reviews.
We're going to be fans forever.
Cozy up to the bar. Grab a seat in the sports-themed restaurant, or grab a seat outside and feel that breeze coming off the beach as the weather warms. Just like the original location in Springfield, try the popular beer menu and come for lunch or dinner too, because the food is fantastic.
We got a special guest in the house. He's happy, he's feeling good. He's Trayvon Walker.
It's where we hosted Jags Report Live in the football season, and the String Sports Brewery staff can't wait to host you. Hey, welcome back here to String Sports Brewery. And if you haven't checked out the new location in Jax Beach, you got to do it. String Sports Brewery, now with 2 locations in Springfield and now open in Jax Beach on Penman Road.
Hi, I'm Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville. Whether you're looking for a side-by-side, ATV, motorcycle, or scooter, Honda has what you need.
The Honda Talon. Ultimate performance meets family-friendly fun. Prices starting at $363 a month. Or the sporty Honda CBR 650 starting at an affordable $204 a month.
Stop by and choose your adventure from a full line of Honda products. Only at Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard. Family owned and operated since 1983.
Hello, I'm Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Since 2003, our firm has fought exclusively for the rights of men in family law. Divorce, modification of child support, alimony, custody, and more, all for men. A father is vitally important to a child's life, and being a man is not a reason to pay more in child support or alimony. I'm a single father. I get it. If you have a divorce or other family law issue, contact Kenny Lay & Associates at divorcemenonly.com.
CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing is taking their 75-plus years of expertise and expanding to CGC Home Services. Water treatment and plumbing is still a big part of what they do, and now they can do even more for you. Home services like kitchen and bathroom remodeling, showers, sinks, faucets, toilet repair, backflow testing, and the list keeps going. Find all they can do at cgchomeservices.com or give them a call, 904-298-7052. It's a new look and a new name with the same expertise. They've been serving homes like yours since 1946. CGC Home Services, right here in Jacksonville, off St. John's Bluff Road, 904-298-7052. And visit cgchomeservices.com. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
So there's Travis Hunter. He played, I think I saw 59 snaps on offense, 22. I think Ryan O'Halloran said that today. So that's his second most of a season so far. I think Cincinnati had tops. Now, keep in mind, only 54 plays on defense for the Jags in that game yesterday. So he played 22 of them. That's not a terrible percentage, but he's played up around 60% at times too. And then offensively, it was like 59 out of 68 snaps.
Yeah.
So if those were the numbers. So take it for what you want. What we really get to is two different things. One, more production on offense, and two, should he have been all over number 11 on defense?
Yeah.
This is the tricky thing. I would say from a critical standpoint, I don't know if this is Travis Hunter. I don't know if it's Liam Cohen. I don't know if it's Trevor Lawrence. I don't know what it is. It might have been 7 sacks. Because I think if you watch that all 22, I think there were some things breaking specifically late for Travis Hunter down the field that I don't know if Trevor would have got it to him, but if he had the opportunity to get it to him, they could have been some really big plays for Travis Hunter. And I think that's been a common theme. There's been a couple of plays that could have been really good in the first 6 games, but the pressure was just too much to even allow that to even materialize, in my opinion. Bottom line is, whoever's fault it is, he's got 4 catches for 15 yards or whatever. That's a minimal impact. One 14-yard play was the impact play out of 59 snaps. That's not enough.
Yeah, so this is the thing with Travis Hunter, right? And when you look at how the reps shook out on defense, did he make a giant impact? Well, you almost caused an interception that probably should have been a turnover.
Yeah.
Right? But this is the thing about defense, Brent. You can be a great defensive player and not in the box score or anything have a direct influence on that game, right? Especially if you're playing defense in a zone coverage, you have one side of the field, there's only so much you can do. On the other side of the football, though, is where the giant question mark is right now. Because we can sit here and say, okay, he was brought in to change the game. He was brought in to play offense and defense. I got to think that Liam Cohen took a look at this offense and said, we need another guy for Trevor. Right? We need another wide receiver that's going to be like the 1A, the 1B with Brian Thomas Jr. to give Trevor an elite wide receiver combination. And he hasn't been that. Now, whether it's scheme, whether it's, Trevor getting sacked however many times yesterday and the pressure and everything, but the fact of the matter is that he was brought here for 2 reasons. To play defense, he's doing that. And to elevate Trevor Lawrence. He hasn't done that. So when you lose, you start asking the questions of what's happening? Why isn't he elevating Trevor Lawrence? Right? And that's the biggest question right now, Brent. And this is, this is going to be the issue unless they start winning games again. It's how are we using him?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they've navigated this, guys, through the 4-2 mark, or it's a huge story. And we've said that a million times already. We know that. It would be a bigger story. But I guess they're still trying to figure it out, because I really left that game thinking his biggest impact could have been not letting number 11 beat you in the game. Jackson Smith-Njigba beat you. We knew he was going to get his. He's a good player.
Yeah.
But he beat you. He almost single-handedly beat you. Now, there's a whole bunch on the offensive side, but on the defensive side, he had, 8 catches for 182 yards?
62. But it was
162.
50% of all of the completed passes.
Yeah, and it's the one big dagger play on top of it all. I mean, Cooper Kupp had 2 catches, but they were huge catches to also beat you. But did you have an opportunity to line him up more in the first half and in general and say, hey, we're going to primarily put our best guy on their best guy? And would that have been, in hindsight, the best way to attack this football game the way it turned out? Now, they don't have the luxury of hindsight all the time. I get it.
Yeah.
But if you're talking 22 snaps on defense, would it have been better to have 42 snaps on defense? And then you're lining him up a bunch on Smith-Njigba. And then you're cooling it off on the offensive side a little bit, but really, what's the impact there? He had 14 yards, 1 catch. That was his impact play. What's his impact?
And once again, though, Brent, like, okay, if you want to go man-to-man, sure, put a man-to-man the whole game and then work your defense off that. Maybe that's the solution. But if we're just talking about zone coverage, like, teams can scheme wide receivers open when Travis Hunter's on defense.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's not a hard thing to do. You can scheme Travis Hunter to get open on offense, and they haven't really done that.
Yeah, that's fair. So maybe the answer is not there. It's just hindsight 2020 type of thing. You'd like him for the one play because maybe he plays that play better than Newsome plays the play. Let's hope he does.
Yeah, especially after you watched him run right with Xavier Worthy the week before.
Yeah. I mean, it's obvious the Jags are still figuring this out, but are they going to figure it out? He had an impact on Monday night's football game, no doubt about it. Looked like, to your point, he almost had a nice impact play on defense. And I think he quieted Smith and Jigba from having a 12-catch, 240-yard day maybe, at times with the snaps that he was in there that I noticed at least. And I don't know how you can do it. Listen, I don't know how they could operate yesterday on offense. It was just a tough day to operate when you got people in your lap all day and you can't block it up. But he definitely needs to make a bigger – he tried to get him the ball in the end zone. It was good coverage.
Yeah.
It was good coverage in the end on the one-on-one, and they had some pretty good coverage on Hunter on that play. I think they're trying to do some things to get it to him. Hasn't materialized enough.
So here's the thing with Travis Hunter, because, like, his impact right now, like, you're still feeling it. He's playing both sides of the football, right? We've never seen it before. We can go down this road a million times and say, wow, this is crazy. This is amazing. And it is. But during the draft process, how many people were clamoring for a first-round cornerback?
Yeah, it was pretty good, right?
They were?
No, not a lot.
No, yeah, because I'm making arguments.
Going back to the other year.
Yeah, 2024.
That was the year.
No. But what I'm saying, like, during this last draft process, some people were saying, man, they better take a look at corner in the first round.
There wasn't much. Yeah.
It was Mason Graham, it was Genty, and it was a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Right? No one was talking about a cornerback.
True.
Now, granted,
Will Johnson was there, but yeah.
And that's because you had Faith Moore and maybe Tyson Campbell and everything didn't work out here and everything. But the narrative wasn't, okay, we need to get a cornerback in the first round.
Yeah.
The narrative was we got about Trevor Lawrence.
True.
Whether that's in the run game with Ashton Genty, whether that's with a wide receiver like a Tet McMillan or somebody else. But nobody was clamoring for a corner. Now, yeah, there was a lot of defensive tackle talk as well on defense, but it wasn't a cornerback talk. So now we fast forward to whatever, we're 5-6 weeks into the NFL season. Well, are we still clamoring for a wide receiver? Because I feel like we are. So then what if this is the conversation where we've been asking for a wide receiver since the draft? We're still asking for a wide receiver now. I mean, should that answer maybe the question of what needs to happen with Travis Hunter going forward?
Yeah, that's fair. So whose fault it is? Is it Cohen for not getting him more involved? Is it Trevor for not finding him enough? Is it Travis Hunter because he does and admits to it, and we know it, has some mental lapses sometimes from the lining ups? Like, he's had enough of those in the first 6 weeks to say, okay, where is he at in all of this? It's probably a shared blame is usually the answer, but who's the one that's going to fix it is really the thing, right? I mean, is this all on Hunter to be able to fix that stuff so he becomes a trustworthy guy? Is it Trevor to make sure he finds him the way he's found Brian Thomas Jr.? Because they're certainly doing that. They're finding Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah.
And or is it really Liam to dial something up and make sure you hit on it? Max protect, whatever, play action, let him go deep, and make sure that ball is going that way. Instead of going to Brian Thomas Jr., for instance.
See, I think this whole thing starts with Liam because through these past couple of games we've seen with Travis Hunter now where I don't think there really is a confidence in this offense yet. We've seen a lot of penalties, right? We've seen some big-time penalties that have cost, the Jags some points. So I think it starts with Liam Cohen in terms of getting him acclimated, right? Like, and once again, we don't know, like, how to handle this. I don't think Liam Cohen really knows how to handle this. Like, no one's ever had a player like Travis Hunter before. So it's not fair for me to sit here and say, well, that's what you do with him. Yeah, nobody knows, right? But at the end of the day, what we've all seen from Travis Hunter is he doesn't really seem to be grasping in terms of lining up properly in terms of the false starts and the motions and everything, or offsides. Like, he's not getting that part of it down, right? So if that's an issue, well, then that's on Liam Cohen. Because how do you expect a wide receiver to go out there and run fluid routes with confidence if he's not even confident lining up yet?
Yeah.
So that's got to be on Liam Cohen.
Well, Sundays can't be on Liam Cohen.
Well, no, the offensive
got to get. No, I'm saying Sunday yesterday. Get to the line of scrimmage. He lined up off sides.
Yeah. I thought you meant the offensive line.
No, but I know the other ones have been okay. Is it too complicated? Everything else, and I do think this is the reality of it. This is not a defense of anything. I think this is a reality right now. If you look at this offense that's still trying to find themselves. Or we've asked Liam to try to do a lot of different things. Get Trevor Lawrence play consistently. Now, how do you fix the hole that Brenton Strange has provided with an injury? Robert Hainsey, you got to get the center in a good spot, in a good position, who's a young player and never played. Now you got to get Brian Thomas his mental side and physical side of being involved in the right space in the first 5 or 6 weeks of the season. We didn't think that would be anything he would have to deal with. Now, the last 2 weeks, I'm asking, how do you get Travis Etienne going? I think he might be your best, most consistent player if you get him going and get him involved. And then add on top of it Travis Hunter. So it's not just that we've asked, okay, hey, figure out this and figure out Travis Hunter. I think these are things that I wouldn't necessarily say they're all leaks, but there's potential holes to fill and fix each week, which is the nature of the league. But which one is it? Which one do you prioritize?
Yeah.
Which one's the most important thing? Like, I could argue right now it's way more important to get ETN going in their run game than it is to get Travis Hunter super involved.
No, I agree wholeheartedly, because this team has to run the football to succeed. And I've said this to open the show with. But let's go with this narrative, Brent. I feel like on defense with Travis Hunter, if he's not out there, they can make up for it. Like, they've shown, like, if he's not directly influencing the play, this defense can rally and still cause havoc and cause turnovers and make plays. I think this offense has showed if they can't run the football and they have to rely on passing, they can't be sustainable. I haven't seen it yet. And once again, it's not a knock on just a sole player. It's just it is what it is. So if that's the conversation that we're having right now, and by the way, teams are going to game plan like the Rams are watching the film. The Rams are going to stack the box. They're going to try to stop the run. And by the way, the Rams defensive line, pretty solid as well, right? So they're going to try to stop the run. Well, if you can't run the football, then what do you have right now? Like, this is where I think you need Travis Hunter more until you've shown, like, Brian Thomas Jr. can be your go-to guy. Until you've shown that you can depend on guys like Dwamie Brown. Until we show we have a replacement for Brenton Strange. But until we show that, there has to be an emphasis, I feel like, with Hunter on offense, because what else do you have?
Abby, it's really interesting. If you break it all down, the conversation, I don't think this is like, we're talking in times like this is a 2-4 football team.
Yeah.
The way their offense is really felt and looked and everything else. But we have expectation that their offense is going to be something. And we also have patience in some respects. But I think, like, tonight Liam Cohen has a long plane ride to London. And what's he trying to fix the most? It is a lot. I mean, you're trying to, okay, we got to block it up. We got to get ETN going against this good front for the Rams. We got to get Trevor hitting that deep ball a little bit more. We got to get Brian Thomas Jr. not going over the middle because he's not comfortable there, so we can't go there. But we got to also get Travis Hunter involved. And I do think lost in all of this, as I said it just in passing, is Brenton Strange is a big part of this. Maybe a big part of this. Now, is it just coincidence that they played two really good physical football teams Monday night and Seattle fronts that could get after it? Or is it coincidence that, well, most of those two games, Brenton Strange wasn't in there and the blocking wasn't as good, the running game wasn't as impactful, everything else. Like, he really brings that. And he might be a bigger hole to fill right now than people want to let on. And I'm not saying you go trade for somebody for that hole. I just think he brings an edge and all this stuff that we compliment him about. That right now is a bit irreplaceable. And I don't think people are really screaming it from the mountaintops, but I think it's at least a common denominator, much like you would say Trayvon on the other side. when he wasn't in on Monday against Patrick Mahomes and also still kind of getting his feel back yesterday, your pass rush isn't as good because he's not there. So I think those two players on each side of the ball are making a bigger impact than maybe we're just kind of glossing over it from the outside looking in. And I don't know if that's a fixable thing. You hope, obviously, Trayvon's back and he can get to where he needs to be. But you're going to have to wait out this Brenton Strange one. And in the meantime, you can't just hope it happens. You got to figure it out.
Yeah. And look, when you say he's on a long flight, where does he start? I mean, he's got to start with the offensive line. Doesn't matter what he draws up. If Trevor's getting hit before he can even see the field after a play action, then you're screwed. So that's number one. Yeah, I mean, maybe some more mass protect, maybe some, maybe some more screens. I mean, they've been throwing a lot of them, but, the only one that worked yesterday was the play action halfback screen. Nothing to the receivers worked. But at the end of the day, Trevor is completing 61% of his passes. You also just need a more accurate Trevor in the 5 yards and in stuff. I mean, he probably missed 3 or 4 7-yard throws yesterday around there. Like, those don't necessarily move the needle, but all of a sudden, if your whole goal after the Monday night game and watching Travis Hunter do what he did on that conversion, and then the same thing yesterday where his one catch that really, I mean, he puts a move on that guy and he's a first down, like, then those are needle movers. They absolutely are. The 7-yard, I mean, like, you've just got – Trevor's got to be towards 68% at the, that's what you need. 61%'s not going to cut it if you have guys all offseason that we heard ball in hand, ball in hand, ball in hand. Not crazy go up and get it, which we think they are. We think BTJ can do that. We think Travis Hunter can do that. But you got to get on the football so the ball can be in their hands. That's where it's got to start.
Hamby mentioned it, and I agree. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If your offensive line's not blocking, it doesn't really matter. Should we be more concerned about the offensive line going forward? Because we sang the praises after the Chiefs game, as we should have, right? Because you had a couple guys come in off the bench and serve their purpose and do well. And then we see a Seahawks team come in with a pretty damn good defensive line who's only rushing 4 and was getting home whenever they wanted to.
Guys, I mean, it's the big story, but at the end of the day, like, it's not big. This was the worst offensive line game in pass protection in 3 years.
But see, this is the problem, man. Because
in the NFL.
Yeah, but this is the thing, though.
And every Jags fan's favorite thing is to do is to blame the offensive line, to freak out of the offensive line, and it's been really good. But now, that was the worst pass protection game in the NFL in 3 years.
So this is what I'm saying. Because the first 4 weeks, 5 weeks, or I guess 4 weeks, we've sang the praises.
We have
about how good this offensive line is,
and
how great the depth is and everything. Well, okay, but then let me ask you this, Hamby: did they deserve it, or was it just who they were going against?
I mean, there's got to be just some of both. I mean, I think
because the Texans are a good defense, and they did. It's okay.
They did well.
So then, what is this? Was this just a one-off anomaly where it's okay, just a bad game? They didn't get up. Emotional win after the Chiefs. They came out flat, or is there worry here?
Well, I think there's worry, and I think, look, I mean, I don't know exactly who went wrong and when. Like, I didn't see Monheim getting torched a ton, but at the same time, all the other guys seem to play worse. So how much of that is because Monheim's in and not Hainsey? Like, McCarry did not play well. They sat him, put Adoga in. He got 2 straight penalties, and they pulled his behind right back out of the game and sent McCarry back in. I mean, that's pretty bad. We saw Walker Little get beat a lot. Anton didn't play very well.
No, listen, nobody was good.
Nobody was good, guys.
Nobody
6 pressures
was
for
good.
Little, 5 for McCurry, 5 for Cleveland, 4 for Harrison, 4 for Monheim.
Nobody was
good. That's just getting your butt whipped.
That's unbelievable.
That's so bad.
But I'll also say that I think this is where I'm at. You want the answer from me?
Sure.
I'm going to go back, at least, and this is my mind. This is not a defense of anybody. This is just the reality in my head. I still have confidence in this offensive line based on most of the first 5 weeks. I think this is a game that I said all along I thought would catch up with the Jags in the physicality part. Now, is that a good enough excuse? No, they got to figure that out because you're going to have more of this down the stretch of the season. But I think this is one that got caught up with them. I think they had a motivated defensive front, a good defensive front, a Jags team that's kind of in a stretch where a lull was anticipated by some, including me, and this was the result of it. And then maybe some Cohen can take some of the blame of wherever this was. Maybe it's too much play action when the run game wasn't there, or whatever else. Or maybe the penalties just allowed for pin the ears back. It's 2nd and 15. We're coming. And then a 20-6 lead helped contribute to that. So I think circumstance-wise, I don't think this is the worst offensive line in the league. And the reason why, I'm going to go back to what I said the last couple of weeks. This team's pretty happy with going 8 deep. Udoka had been playing well when asked to play for this football team. Monheim had played pretty well coming in on Monday Night Football for Robert Hainsey. And then that's the other part of this, right? This is your first full game without a guy like Hainsey. And Hainsey has been really good, and we've known that. We knew he was really good in the first 4 weeks. He knows the system better than anybody. He's got a great relationship with Trevor. They set the protections. This was a defense that does, a lot of stunts and games and all that stuff. And you had a rookie center out there. Yeah. I've got to believe that's some of the problem, right? Absolutely. That's got to be some of the problem. So I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to, I think, an offensive line coach who's done a hell of a job through the first 5 games up until this one. An offensive line that's done a hell of a job through the first 5 games up until this one. And I'm going to lean on more of that past and say, it's all good. Take a breath. And hopefully bounce back in a big-time way on Sunday against the Rams. That's where I am right now on it.
Yeah, and that's fair. I think that's where you should be, right? Because we can call us an anomaly and say it was just a bad showing, a bad game, and I'm okay with that. But once again, I'm going to be watching this up-and-coming Sunday, because if it's more of the same, and let's be honest, this team's banged up right now. Now you have to go travel to the UK, which isn't ideal, time shift and everything. Like, I'm not expecting the freshest Jaguars team to come out there against the Rams, but guess what? The Rams aren't going to be that fresh either. Yeah. So, like, you're kind of on the same playing field and everything. But, like, I want to sit here and say, okay, it was an anomaly. They were just wore out. They're tired. Well, aren't they going to be a little wore out and tired in this game coming up as well?
I think it's fair to wonder that, but I think you have to be energized by the fact that you've got a week after the rest, and you just had your pride
and
taken
what it looked
away,
like,
right? I mean, and that's a response, and that's my point. You put all this together in a formula, and Seattle was pissed off that they gave up 38 points and looked bad on defense. And this is an offensive line to football team here that felt pretty good overall. And it might have been a game plan gone wrong. They said they wanted to go to pass. They couldn't even get to their stuff because there's no way Liam Cohen builds that game plan if he thought they were going to get their ass whooped all game.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? So, and did they recover and adjust well enough? I would say there's probably some criticism that can go the play caller's way on that. And I bet he takes some in that regard. So, again, I think it's fair to give them the benefit of the doubt, say, hey, overall, in the first 6 games, they've been pretty darn good.
Yeah.
They're not this bad, right? Now, if we get a trend of that, we got a different story.
Yeah.
Same thing. But we'll see. By the way, Daniel Griffiths just put this out, and I have it just depends what numbers you want to believe. But the number that we keep hearing is 33 pressures. The number that ESPN NFL research, according to Mike DeRocco, I think had 27 of the dropbacks. Daniel Griffiths said PFF has it listed as 39 pressures from the Seahawks, 12 for the Jags. 39 out of 42 throws, 7 sacks, which makes it, like 49 or 50 dropbacks.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
It's wild.
I mean, that's why you say you looked, we watch this kind of stuff on a Friday night sometimes, where you're just like, that other team's just too good. Seattle, this offensive line couldn't handle them. That's just fact. And all the numbers support it, and our eyes support it as well. Take a time out. Brent and Austin Show, Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network. Give you our recycled headlines. I'm going to get out of here as well as we jump the plane to London. Be there in the morning. We've got our show all week from there. Coverage as well. Don't forget, we have Jags Report live tonight at String Sports Brewery in Springfield. We'll have a report on London and also breakdown of the games. More on Brenton Strange in the running game tonight, highlighted on Jags Report live as well. No guest from a Jags player standpoint because they'll be flying to London. But come on out and watch a little Monday Night Football as well from String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach. And a little baseball talk. Brewers, Brew Crew, let's go.
Let's go.
I really want to see, I think, the Brewers in Seattle.
Oh, I'm sure.
In the World Series.
I'm sure the MLB ratings would be through the roof, Brent.
Who cares? It'll be
right? Yeah, who cares, man? We're good.
I want to see it. That'd be awesome. We'll be back.
Yeah, you guys aren't football. Don't worry about it.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
For the game day hustle and every day in between, juggling my show Jag Social to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament. But this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car, it's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game, but with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Oh. Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why gutter helmet?
Well, gutter helmet is truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With Gutter Helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter Helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
The Brew Crew. Look at that L of a way flying the L.
No, Cubs, no. No, Cubs, no.
Were they singing that?
No,
Oh, okay.
I was.
That would be a good one, actually.
I
Should have
was.
done that.
Yeah.
I'm happy for the Brewers.
Yeah.
I kind of like that one. I like the Cubs. I don't have that. It doesn't matter. Like, I know a lot of people like the Cubs.
That's your
Kaylee's a
prerogative.
Cubs fan.
Sure, yeah.
I think even my family might have been rooting for the Cubs a little bit. But
Don't tell me that, Brent.
But I was just like, I don't know, man. I like this Brewers team. I like how they play baseball. And I like it for you and Ronan, too. So
Thank you, man.
There you go. You guys have some fun with that one.
But we were stressed. More stressed than we should have been, probably. But
Three homers, 3 solo homers.
I was very uneasy during that
Terang,
game.
man, he crushed that thing.
Terang,
huh?
Vaughn. I mean, Andrew Vaughn.
Vaughn did it
You know,
again.
like, it's just.
Where's he been the last little bit? Haven't heard his name in a while either, right?
Yeah, I haven't heard his name. But he had another home run. I think early
in the
game
series?
1
Did
or
he?
game 2. But I never had home runs the game 1 or game 2 or whatever.
That's all we were talking about in the summer.
I know, right? It's wild how they won because they don't play home run baseball. It's more of like singles and doubles.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, they decided to go yard a couple times, which I'm not mad about. But now, like, this is, and I was watching like the post game show, and I thought Pedro put it perfectly. Like, this is now David and Goliath because the Dodgers pay more money in taxes for their players. Seriously, they pay more money in state tax than the Brewers' entire salary.
That's crazy.
So it's David and Goliath now. If you want to go like to the matchup during the regular season, the Brewers swept. Like, the Brewers have had their number this entire year, but it's different now because everyone's kind of coming back healthy for the Dodgers.
Well, it's an interesting deal. Like, you wonder if some of those kind of things will stay true to form throughout the year.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the Red Sox had the Yankees number much of the year and then didn't win the series, but Seattle had beaten Skubal twice, and they beat him twice in the series. Now, he didn't pitch bad, but they did beat him.
Couldn't get any help in offense.
So maybe this is one that holds up. It is that's fascinating to see that discrepancy in terms of the payroll and just how they play. I mean, it really does feel like a David versus Goliath thing. You know what's great? That's why I like watching the Brewers. You watch who they have out in right. Is it Frelick?
Yep.
You go watch Frelick in right field. You see the same kind of guy like in a high school game.
Yeah.
He looks like a high school baseball.
Yeah.
With all due respect to him, I'm just saying, like the Bill.
No, yeah.
He looks like a guy that you'd go see at Flagler or wherever. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, even in Division I baseball, you go look at your right fielder. He looks like he's the tight end.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not just Judge, by the way. They all look like that now.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what's cool to me about the Brewers.
Caleb Durbin's even shorter than Caleb Durbin, who is their third baseman. I think he's like 5'8" or something. He's tiny.
That's crazy. But they're built a different way is the point.
They are built a different way.
And then you got Ohtani, who looks like robo baseball player.
He does.
You know, that's who you're against.
Yeah.
That's who you're playing against. So I would, again, I said it before, I'd love to see the Mariners and the Brewers. I think it would be a pretty cool series. Mariners are fun like that too. Now, Mariners can't hit a lick.
Mm-hmm.
They can't hit at all, but they can pitch it.
Dude, watching that extra inning game over the weekend was infuriating.
Oh my gosh!
Holy cow!
Did you guys watch the whole thing?
I
had
saw
to
it in the
tap
back
out.
end because we were in Friday night football mode, but we ended up watching it till the end. Yeah, but I didn't see the first 9 innings. I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
I watched innings 7 through 14 and called it after 14.
Really, you did? You called it?
Yeah, I called it.
I had to call. I mean, I think I watched. I think I was like 3 or 4 through. I got to 12. And then I'm like, this is going to go on all night. Because I was watching just because I got, the guy that we live with, Chris, who's, in Argentina right now off the coast, doing his science exploration and everything. He's from Detroit, so he's a big Tigers fan. So, we always had the running joke where if it's the Brewers and the Tigers in the World Series, we're going.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
So, I was obviously rooting for the Tigers and everything, but it got to the point where, man, I don't even care anymore. You guys are not going to capitalize on these opportunities. I'm going to bed.
Do you think any plans to go if Milwaukee makes it to the World Series?
Me and Ronan have talked about it a little bit. And by the way, I can't stress this enough. He's got it so made in the shit. He's got it made. Kid came up a Brewers fan, and they're winning off the get-go. From his birth, they're doing pretty good. I had to go through the ugly uniform county stadium years. I had to go through, John Jaha might be the best player in the league. He's not even close, but, he was my hero. I had his baseball bat.
It was the steroid guy you had to live through.
Shout out to John Jaha. Oh, the steroid guy. Oh, Braun?
Yeah, Braun.
Braun, yeah.
Braun?
Yeah, Ryan Braun. I had to sit through that, but it was good. It was good years.
Player.
But and also I defend him a couple of times when he said, I swear on everything that I've taken steroids, and then I'm thinking, well, if he's swearing on everything, then he hasn't taken steroids. And I was Brent, on the old show, I think it was the old show, I was defending him.
I think you were.
I'm like, if this is his guy at his word.
Him, Prince Fielder, Corey Hart,
oh man,
Ricky Weeks.
Come on. All the greatest hits. Bill Hall. You got to put Bill Hall in there. Had the biggest dip. You want to talk about a Bill Hall size dip, Brent? Hamby, it'd be the equivalent to probably putting 35 Zins in your mouth. Would be the Bill Hall dip.
Makes Rafael Devers look small.
But nevertheless,
awesome.
little man came in when it was good and sweet, right? I had to do hard time for many, many years. But the point is, I'll consider it. We'll see.
It's funny. That's like New England, too. We grew up through all that where the Red Sox weren't good. The Patriots had bags over their heads.
Yeah.
They were blacked out on TV. And if you were born in 1998 or 2001, 2002, you have Titletown, Boston, everything. You've never lost. It's unbelievable.
This is what we do here.
If you're 25 and you're from New England, you didn't live through any of it. You have no appreciation for most of it. So anyway, hopefully it's a good game one tonight. We'll see what happens with the Dodgers. Dodgers heavily favored, of course.
As they should be.
But it'd be great, man, if the Brewers and that style of ball could still get it done is what I think I'm rooting for.
Yeah.
Hey, one thing about my bunting ways. In the 12th inning, Crawford came up 3 different times with guys on. You're the 9-hitter. You're the 9-hitter. Yeah, I don't care if you bunt. I like the fact that you've got a guy on second, nobody out, and you're a lefty. How about try to pull the ball? You can pull the ball for a hit. This dude on an 0-0 count tries to hit one to the moon as the 9-hitter. It's come on, man.
Yeah. Before you go, Brian, I want to get your opinion, and Hamby, too. This is the perfect round table to ask because you guys are big baseball guys. What's up with all the celebration after, you win your division, pop champagne?
Yeah.
You win the first round, pop champagne. Obviously, you win the pennant, pop champagne. You don't see this, this doesn't happen in basketball.
It doesn't happen in the NBA,
It doesn't happen in the NFL, we won our division. You don't see all right, beat the Colts. Whoa! You're no one's popping champagne. And once again, and this is where I'm coming from, I'll let you guys talk. I assume they're probably not getting hammered and partying. I wouldn't think.
Well, the Yankees did.
Okay, Yankees
after the Red Sox thing.
Okay,
Stanton was lit.
So it's yeah. Why? Yeah. When you got to play the next day or the day after?
It's interesting. That's a good call, and I don't really have a great answer. I don't know. I think this is what I'm leading. 2 things. One, you got to go. Remember, baseball used to be just you win the pennant. And then you would celebrate, and then you would probably that's a big deal, right? You're one of 16 teams, whatever, and then you go win the World Series, then you celebrate again. So I think it's just been natural that you celebrate at the stages, and that as they move them back, where you then add an ALDS to it, and then you add the wild card. I think it just continues to get backed up to where you celebrate. I was actually curious in the Red Sox-Yankees one. I forgot. I'm like, hey, did they celebrate this? Because this is kind of new.
Yeah,
the 3-game series. I'm like, are they going to do the whole? And they did.
Oh, they did.
And I'm a little surprised they do it too. Yeah. But I think it's a baseball thing. The other thing I would say about it, it is the longest season of all. So if you're 162 games and to celebrate something, whether it is making the playoffs or winning the division or a series, that's a long-ass season now. Yeah. And so maybe that's where some of the celebration comes from. It's a good question, and I don't really I don't know the answer. I would say long season, and I think just adopted traditions that if you win a series, you do it. But back in the day, it was adopted as you just had two celebrations. Yeah. Now you got like 5 of them.
But that's the thing. Like, I'm watching like Vaughn pour it back over his face. I'm like, hey, we have the Dodgers in like 2 days, and they've been pretty fresher. So like, guys, Pat, calm them down.
Well, I think it's a fair
get ready to play.
I think it's fair to say it because look what happened to the Yankees.
I know, man.
The Yankees got throttled.
Yeah.
By Toronto. It's like they were still hungover.
That's what I'm saying. So I didn't like. I'm watching. I'm like, yeah, I'm celebrating because like I said, it felt like the World Series when you beat the Cubs like that. So like that was great. But I'm like, guys, it's not. We're not done yet.
Yeah,
they'll be fine.
Okay.
It's.
I
don't
take some
hate
Advil and you're good. Yeah.
I don't hate it. I do
water.
think it's a fair curiosity, and I wonder if you get to a point where some manager is like, yeah, we ain't celebrating right now.
Yeah, because you don't even do it in hockey. I feel like they don't even do it.
Yeah, I don't
and dude,
know.
if I'm celebrating just surviving a hockey game after a win. Oh, we won tonight. I didn't get like my teeth knocked out. Pop the champagne.
Hey, I got to get out of here to get to the airport. But before I do that, I do want to bring this up. 2 things that I think are very important to note as we head to London, and the Jaguars will play the Rams. Puka Nacua, it certainly sounds like he's going to be out, early in the week. This isn't a, hey, wait and see type of deal. A lot of the national reports are already like, basically he's out. They're going to play it safe, and they got a bye coming up after as well. I do wonder about Hainsey. We'll get an update at 1 o'clock from Liam Cohen. I wonder if they do the same thing even with Hainsey to make sure he's good.
Sure.
Because he gets an extra week. And the other side of this is what's up with Devin Lloyd. And we had a lot of those questions in the comments, and it's interesting how he's become such a central figure player that it's like you notice when he's not out there, right? You used to notice sometimes when he was in there, but he had tightness in his leg, according to Liam Cohen, and it sounded like he was being cautious with that. Saw Ventrell Miller out there. I don't think it was this crazy drop-off. I think Ventrell Miller played fine.
By the way, we sat with his young brother in the stands.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He was pumped.
Was he pumped?
Because he had a sack.
He got in on that sack.
He was going crazy.
Did he get credit for some of that sack? I don't know if he did or not.
He should have.
But, yeah, I saw him on multiple plays, and so it was good to see him in, and nice show of depth. But it is a little bit curious to see where we are now with Lloyd. Is it an injury? Was it more cramp type tightness, which can be coach's decision? It wasn't like a blue tent visit as far as I know. I never saw him in there. There was no designation as well, which had the media a little befuddled on the whole deal. Mm-hmm. So maybe we get an update on that. But it does feel like you want Lloyd out there as much as possible right now because he's a big play waiting to happen.
No, without a doubt. I mean, he's the hot hand. You got to keep riding the hot hand, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was surprised I didn't see him out there. See, I thought it was like a soft tissue injury. Like maybe he tweaked something and you err on the side of caution. But, we haven't heard anything. So.
Yeah, and I'm not being critical of the Jags there. If they thought, hey, let's see if we –
it's a marathon,
let's not
a
push
sprint.
This thing, right?
Yeah.
But again, I think these are critical things to look at now. You get Lloyd. What about this week? Let's see if we get some updates throughout the week. And then obviously Hainsey could be a big one. But the biggest of all is Puka Nacua. I mean, that's a huge loss for the Rams. He might be the best receiver in the game right now. Yeah. And the Jags are not going to have to face that, which is a big deal.
Puka, I feel like that one's on me, man. I was singing your praises, and I kind of spoken into existence. I called you the best wide receiver, and then you got hurt. So that might have been my fault, Brent.
I have him and Igbuka in fantasy, so I'm screwed.
I'll take full responsibility.
Oh, yeah, Igbuka's out, too. Now, that
Jonathan
doesn't seem
Taylor
like
might be the best running back in there.
Yes.
He's a Wisconsin guy. I can't
do that.
But he might be the best running back.
That offensive line might be the best in the league. Put the whammy.
All of a sudden, food poisoning just on the offensive line just comes out. Yeah.
All right. We will see you from London tomorrow and the rest of the week and have coverage from there. Hopefully we don't get a soundbite like we did in London last year from like Andre Sisco, if you remember that one.
I don't. Can you refresh my memory?
That was the whole quit.
Oh, yeah.
Cisco one.
Yeah,
I don't think we're heading that way.
Yeah.
Remember when the Jags went to London last year, were they 0-4?
Yeah.
When they went to London, or maybe they They ended up coming back 1-5. I can't remember what came first, Chicago or New England. I think New England must have come first. They got the win, and then Chicago?
Yes.
I think that's what it was. So 1-5. Totally different feel. But 5-2 would feel really good for the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll be back. Brent and Austen Show. By the way, those are just some of your headlines on the injury reports presented by Republic Services, RecyclingSimplified.com. Back on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network after this.
Choose your own adventure. It's not just a saying, but a way of life here at Cycles of Jacksonville. And whether it's 2 wheels or 4 wheels, at Cycles of Jacksonville, a great adventure awaits. With brands like Honda, Vespa, Segway, and Triumph, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with their inventory featuring a 60,000 square foot building. If 4 wheels is more your thing, check out the largest selection of Honda Talons in the entire county. No matter what you're looking for, Cycles of Jacksonville is going to have the selection you need, all with great financing and rebates. Plus, if you're active duty military, Cycles of Jacksonville will offer you 0% financing along with great discounts for military and first responders. And when you want to get off the road and set sail, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with everything you need to get on the water. So if you're ready for a great adventure, let Cycles of Jacksonville be your guide. Located off Atlantic Boulevard, or check out their website at cyclesofjacksonville.com.
How do we make Mason's famous lobster rolls? It's simple. We get up before dawn, head into the open waters of Maine, haul in our traps by hand, and send only the best straight to our restaurants, where we add warm butter or chilled mayo with a squeeze of lemon, and pile it on a toasted split-top roll, just like it's been done for nearly a century. That's the recipe for Mason's famous lobster rolls.
Thanks for meeting me here.
Okay.
You're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion.
Okay.
You see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there?
Yeah.
That's all I paid for it. Do you know what you want?
Yeah. I think I do.
Enjoy your new car.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Lease a Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month, or get 2.99% APR, or get $1,750 bonus cash. Hurry in.
Year 2 is in the books for the Jacksonville Armada women's under-23 squad, taking another step forward in the Women's Premier Soccer League. Under the guidance of head coach David Goff, the girls in blue went undefeated at home for a second straight season, including a dramatic draw in the opener.
And they've left it to the death. Unbelievable stuff.
And a late winner to end the season at home.
Headed on. Here's a chance. Gianna Ramirez brings it down, still alive, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
After fielding a younger roster in 2025 with talent from all across Northeast Florida, the future is bright for the Armada women's team. We highlight the ladies and all things Jacksonville Armada each week on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Grab some friends and go to a restaurant or head out for a drink and some conversation. Watch your favorite team play on the big screen. Or how about play some games? You can do all of that in one night at Best Bet. Each location has a different vibe, its own personality, like here at the original Best Bet in Orange Park. When you walk through these doors, everybody knows your name. And here in St. Augustine, it's the newest location. Play some poker. How about the table games? And don't forget about Ace's Sports Bar and Grill. And then there's the Jacksonville location right here on Monument Road. It's the biggest poker room in the state of Florida. Maybe you'll find yourself a seat right here at the final table. Best Bet, where you can have the best of times. And that makes you always go home a winner. Try any of the 3 locations, and you can always visit bestbetjacks.com.
Putting your needs first. It's the backbone of how First Florida Credit Union does business. In all honesty, you might as well be speaking another language when it comes to finances. Sure, I'm good with my money, but what am I missing in the fine print? That's what led me to First Florida Credit Union. They're the perfect choice for anyone starting their financial journey because they keep finances easy. Plus, they offer financial education and resources I can trust. so I'm always growing more confident. And as a young adult, I am constantly adding more responsibilities to my plate. From a car payment to a mortgage, it all adds up. Luckily, First Florida Credit Union makes sure it adds up in all the right places and not the wrong ones by offering better rates and lower fees than traditional banks, even if you're still trying to grow your credit. Because as a member-owned institution, First Florida genuinely puts people's needs first rather than focusing on profit. So I know as my needs change, they'll be right there to help me reach my goals. Check out firstflorida.org to learn how you can benefit too.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Oh, we didn't get enough last night from the Chiefs-Lions game, by the way. Ended in a little fisticuffs there. We got a double whammy tonight, and then I have to deal with the Brewers as well. There's too much sports happening. I can't handle it. And by the way, Kyle Pitts going to give me 2 points in fantasy football, please, to win me this week. I think he's got it. But we got Buffalo, Atlanta, 7 p.m. Eastern, and then Chicago, Washington, 8 p.m. Eastern. Go ahead and check your local listings. Hey, I mean, I'm not mad of, more football. Why not? Do you like how it's kind of like there's a 7 o'clock and an 8 o'clock? Like, I feel like you should have like a West Coast, like late game and then like an East Coast early game.
Well, I mean, if there's a West Coast game, then that's going to start at 9.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Like, I don't like having 2 games at the same time, essentially, is what I'm saying, Hamby.
Oh, I don't mind it, because if one's terrible, then
picture
you got the
picture.
other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
More football.
Fair. Hamby, Kansas City Chiefs, they back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in full effect. They're getting Rashee Rice coming in this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that was kind of the telling point last night, right? Lions playing a very high level of football and everything. I felt like they're road warriors, if you will, and the Chiefs it seemed like they had their number.
They dominated.
What did you make of the fight, little skirmish last night? Did you watch the game? I
haven't seen it yet.
Oh, yeah. So after the game, Smith-Schuster, quote unquote, maybe had a little bit of a cheap shot, and I'm trying to think who the Lions player was that got in the fight even. I can't remember his name now. Was it Barnes? Liv's saying it was Barnes.
Oh, Branch.
Missed it by that much,
Straight up
Liv.
slapped him.
Yeah, slapped him, but then also, sunned him or, threw him out of the club, if you will, and, got him to the ground, I think threw a punch as well. So it was pretty bad. Dan Campbell came out after the game, said that's not what we do. I like Branch a lot. I respect him, but, he can't be doing that. So I liked how, Campbell kind of set the tempo that can't be what happens after a game. But, not a good look for Brian Branch. Not a good look for the Detroit Lions.
Awesome memes about Chris Collinsworth running down to the field if Brian Branch would have punched Mahomes like that.
And by the way, and Mahomes, and after the game is like, we do our talking, between the white lines. We don't worry about the other stuff. If you go back and watch the Mahomes touchdown, he goes up to Branch and gives him one of these. And then kind of like this. So he was getting in Branch's face as well. And Branch is kind of an emotional player. So, I mean, I can't say that it was the right thing for Branch to do, but I kind of get it. As someone who fought Kyle Long in a walkthrough practice in Chicago, kind of get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I condone it. Can't condone it. But I kind of get it.
Hey.
What else you got around the NFL before we have to go here, Amby?
I mean, the Lions only been able to score 17 points. You'd give them more credit to the Chiefs' defense or the Lions struggling on offense?
I give the benefit of the doubt, I think, to a Chiefs team. And then this is, by the way, this is why I don't buy into it was a short week, will you get the best out of them? Okay, well, you had a Jacksonville Jaguars team who played on Monday night, had a home game against Seattle, and it didn't look great. They looked flat. You have the Kansas City Chiefs coming off a Monday night game where they kind of got embarrassed a little bit, let's be honest, at home against a very surging, I felt like, Detroit Lions team, and they handled business, right? So, I'm not all for, it's a short week narrative, right? Because you had one team who came out flat, and you had one team coming out on all cylinders, but I give more credit to the Chiefs, Hamby, than I do of the Lions losing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many games will the New York Jets win this year?
The New York Jets? Give me an over-under.
1.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, honestly, I'm looking at their schedule.
What's the schedule, Hamby? What do you got for us?
They're about to play the Panthers on the road.
It's going to be a loss. Panthers playing good right now.
Or they're hosting the Panthers. I'm sorry.
Hosting the Panthers. Okay, but here's the question, Hamby. This is the narrative now. The Panthers are coming off an emotional win against the Dallas Cowboys. Could they be flat now against the New York Jets? Panthers. Panthers by 20.
At Cincy.
See, I think Cincy may have unlocked something with Flacco. Like, it looked a little better on offense. Now, their defense is still their defense. But, yeah, I don't like the Jets in that game. No.
Hosting Cleveland.
No. Have you watched Cleveland's defense? You probably haven't.
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
I'm just saying, if you're not going to give them that one.
Hamby.
At Patriots, at Ravens.
Hamby, Fields was seeing ghosts in London against the Broncos.
At Patriots,
what's going to happen if
Ravens.
you have Myles Garrett staring down the barrel?
Hosting Atlanta, hosting Miami.
Going to need a full-blown exorcist. Sorry,
Jags,
what was the next team?
At Jags, at Saints versus Patriots,
Myles
at Bills.
Garrett's so good. I think you said the Dolphins. Is that what you said?
This is how many it sounds like.
The Dolphins, though?
It's hosting Miami. You think you'll get that one?
In New York? Maybe bring back those Gotham uniforms where it's all black? Yeah, it's going to get a win over the Dolphins.
Okay.
Because I feel like at this point, Tua's going to be so like, you've been watching the Tua press conferences?
Dude. Can't get guys to show up to their own meetings?
Hang on, Rones. Are kids still using the term crashing out? Okay, cool. It's good then. Yeah, so Tua is on the verge of like 2 more losses in a press conference of fully crashing out.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost to the point, like, I love it. And this is one thing with football, Hamby, right? Like, it's the ultimate team game. You got to have your players' backs, right? Tua has gotten to the point now where it's like, screw this. Like, I'm on an island by myself. I'm trying to do my part. My numbers are my numbers, but we got a coach who can't hold us accountable. We got players not showing up to meetings. This guy is going into business for himself. And I never thought I'd see the day that Tua Tagovailoa goes, screw this team. No, this is Team Tua now. I'm trying to like self-preserve myself. Don't bring me down with these guys. I'm showing up to team first meetings. They're not. All right, what else you got for me?
Which team is more likely to make the playoffs? The Cowboys or the Panthers?
Wow. Liv, so the options are, by the way, Liv Tassi, feel free to get on the mic if you want.
Let's go.
I just can't hear Hamby, so I wanted to.
Hamby asked me what team has a better shot of making the playoffs, the Cowboys or the surging, never thought that would be in the same sentence, surging Carolina Panthers.
Oh.
I mean, Hamby, I'm going to be honest. They play in a division that I feel like is kind of up for grabs, set aside from the Buccaneers. I mean, like, you got Washington, who could still make a run, and Philly, I get it, they're down, but they can still make a run. And the New York Football Giants, with Jackson Dartmania and Cam Scatterboo, I don't know what you want to call that. I take the Panthers.
Really?
I do. And on paper, it makes 0 sense. CeeDee Lamb will be coming back eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But that Dallas defense is putrid.
Yeah, I'm still taking Dallas.
You taking Dallas?
Yeah, I don't see the Panthers getting past 7 wins.
Yeah.
So the
Bucs definitely win the division.
Absolutely. If the Cowboys are able to make the playoffs, and there's a scenario where Dak could win the MVP. He's literally playing.
Put that team
it's
on
just
his back.
him, Javonte Williams, who nobody expected anything of, and Pickens.
Let's give George Pickens some credit here.
It's Pickens, but he's without his number 1 receiver, and their offense is putting up numbers in droves. If they could just have a shell of a defense, they'd probably be 4-2, if not 5-1 right now.
Hamby, and speaking of that Panthers-Cowboys game, from now on, as professional bettors, because we are going to look into every single storyline in terms of players that are coming from different teams going against their old team. Because I don't I don't know what the numbers say.
Started him in 2 leagues.
Okay, well, congratulations on your victories.
Yes, thank you.
I don't know what the numbers say, but I have a good feeling that when former players play their old teams or whatever,
watch out.
Take the over.
Yep.
Take the over every single time. All right. The sound of the baseball bat on the keg means that it's time for us to go. Means that we got Brewers baseball tonight.
Let's go, baby.
It means that, hey, we'll see you same bat time channel tomorrow. Liv?
Oh, bye.
So that's the people. Anything you want to add, Liv? Any thoughts on the game?
I actually kind of like your Panthers prediction over the Cowboys.
Really?
Cowboys' schedule looks tougher than
It does.
the Panthers.
Right? And then that division is, I feel like it's a free-for-all right now. Yeah. And I think the division, the Saints don't scare you.
No.
Falcons, I mean,
No.
we'll see.
Still no.
The Carolina Panthers.
Panthers. The
Shocking.
freaking Panthers?
That's why the NFL's the NFL. Hammy, anything else you want to add?
Any given Sunday.
Your Georgia Bulldogs won.
We can have more on that tomorrow.
He's got a 30-minute.
Yeah, that's got to be reserved.
He's got a 30-minute TED Talk / PowerPoint presentation I can't wait to get into. I doubted him. And hey, Hamby, were you nervous a little bit, though? Be honest.
Not as soon as they fumbled.
Okay.
If they would have gone up 17-0, yeah.
Okay, but you were nervous a little bit.
Yeah, but at halftime, when we were down 10-3, I knew we had it.
All right. Honesty is the best policy, man.
Go
All right.
Bulls.
Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow. For Jason Hamby pushing all the right buttons. Brent Martineau having a safe flight to London.
Bye.
Liv Tassie for stopping by, saying what's up. Ronan, my son, stopping by. Get back to school. I'm Austen Lane. Stay safe. Stay casual. We'll catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
If you look good, you feel good. And the medical professionals here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics are here to make you feel your best. I'm on camera every week, and I have a confession to make. I'm not always confident in my appearance. Can you see my dark circles? Is my makeup highlighting my fine lines instead of covering them up? I question it all. So when I found out about the wide variety of procedures here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics, I knew help was just one appointment away. Medical Director Dr. Megan Deacon Casey and her board-certified physicians have been using the latest in cutting-edge technology for the last 10 years, giving men and women their personal confidence boost. From Botox, fillers, Morpheus 8, and so much more. The hardest part was figuring out what I needed. Thankfully, the medical team walked me through what would work best for me through a free consultation. Come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University. Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Tony Mazzio, Sandwood High School, class of 2002.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oakleaf High School. Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School. Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League, known as JaxPal. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports.